like that. Have you?
I have.
Where?
In LA. Me and my homie got in the car. So technically, he was a Mexican cop, and he wanted to be racist. And my friend told him to hop over back over the border where he came from, or some shit like that. He said something racist
Man, you
back.
gotta stop with the profanity, man.
Oh, is that cussing?
Yes.
Sorry. And so he decided to take out his pong and started whipping. He started whipping him with it, and I couldn't do anything because I was already in handcuffs. They put me in handcuffs, and then they were gonna let him go, but he started saying that he was arresting me because I'm white and he was Mexican, and that you're just letting me go because we're practically you practically are black or some shit like that. And, oh, sorry. And
Okay, you
some
just come on back up, man. Just think about it. Cool out with the profanity and come on back up. Paulie Murray. Paulie Murray.
Paul Murray.
Paul Murray. Oh, I thought I saw Paulie. Okay, Paulie Murray. All right. Come back up when you're ready for us. Okay, who we got? Nate.
God says, no.
No. All right. Yeah. Yeah, 'cause yeah, and I agree. I agree with you. Okay, Nate want to come back up. I'm gonna bring you back up.
And
Hold
you
on.
cursed 5 times in a row after being stop cursing. If you can't control yourself, we don't need you on the panel because we don't want to get flagged.
Joshua. Joshua.
Hey, brothers, man, how's it doing?
All right, my
Good, my
brother.
man.
Where you from, brother?
So I'm from California.
California in the house. All right.
yeah.
You got
So
a
is this about what's going on right now?
yeah.
Ice and all this?
Yes, sir. You got a TV in the background or something or?
Be muted and I'll go quiet. Give me 2 minutes.
All right, brother. Yeah, man. I'll let you up, Nate, but you can't use profanity. We gotta use our like you sitting in front of your boss voice or some type of inside voice. We can't.
Marcus, you're too nice of a game.
Man, I tried to give him a chance though, man. He just kept letting him fly. Come on, man. This is one of those. Hey, Dante, how you doing, my brother? Come on up and talk to us. Who else we got here? Oh, we got a nice little amount of people. Yeah, man. Yeah, I heard about that them deploying the National Guards in California.
7 was already saying what a good job they're doing, and they haven't even arrived yet. Come on up, Adante. I got a question for Marcus and Ronald.
Come on.
Be honest with you about this, right? So it's not American citizens that are rioting. It's the illegals, right?
That's what I
So the
believe.
illegal. No, it could be a combination of. No, I know. I'm out here in California, so black people are not involved. Remember, the majority of the Hispanics voted for Trump, so they're not involved. So I got a question, right? Since we, the descendants of slaves, built this stuff, right? So if the illegal immigrants are burning down the stuff that we built, they're not citizens, attacking federal agents, waving flag of a foreign nation. Isn't that a declaration of war?
Oh, wow, that's interesting that you said it that to put it like that. I mean, I think that's what 47 was proposing at one point. He tried to implement the act of what is that called? Because we talked about that one on one of these lives. He was trying to implement that.
Right, because of these people. Um, whenever you see the news right now, there's not one American flag being raised attacking still agents and police officers, and they're not even citizens. Could you imagine if 100,000 or so black people did this in Mexico with the Mexican government? How would they respond to us? Hey, Yasu, the American flag. Yasu, if you don't mind, sir, try to use BLK and white. Okay. Oh yeah, BLK and white T people. How would the Mexican government respond to BLK black people in Mexico waving an American flag, destroying their property? That's
That's
illegal.
that's a very good point. Or white tea people, if it was, yeah, if we were over there waving a American flag and destroying their property after we crossed the border illegally into their country and demanded that they allow us to stay, and we destroy property on Mexican soil. Yeah, that's a very good point. What would they do to us? Let's bring a Dante up here, Mr. Dante, special guest, Mr.
Guys,
Dante. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, Dante.
um,
And
I
let's
was I was just sitting there tapping, and I heard the question that Joshua was asking, and I just wanted to just ask a question, towards that question, right? Do we really think people that are not supposed to be here from another country are going to blatantly put themselves out there like that to attack federal agents? Just logically, let's think about this. People who are being chased out and they know if hands are laid on them, they're going to be taken out. Do we really believe that it is them that are doing this?
I think it could be some of them doing it, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, Dante, to answer your question, uh, I'm in California, and we are talking about this amongst ourselves in California. We're underneath furious that these people have the right to destroy our state.
That is really, really bold of them. Then I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, right? You know that you're not supposed to be here. You know that hands are laid on you, you're going, and then you're going to go face off with basically the military. It really baffles me why people will even try. I wouldn't even think about, you know, us going out to do it anywhere because it just doesn't sit well. So it's just thinking that I will have to keep mulling over. But I mean, you are there and you see it, so I'll just I'll give it to you, and we just keep listening to the news and see what exactly is going on.
But
There's a lot of
would you answer the question that we have out?
whether we are the people
Anybody,
here.
should anybody care?
Yes,
And why?
because the way things are being done, people are getting hurt, right? There are talking points being put out there that these raids are supposed to be going on because of a certain type of people who are committing crimes. But now, listening to the news, we're hearing that people are just doing it to try to meet quotas as far as number of people they want to get out, not actually going after people who are harming the
livelihood of individuals in communities.
Wait a minute. Let me interrupt you for a second. Realize came over here illegally is a crime.
Yes.
So,
and there are laws that work with those. There's certain processes, there's systems in place to handle those crimes and the way they are done.
So
right?
what are we going to do? Are we going to wait for them to turn themselves in? Or do we go after them to make sure they get out of the country?
So we have instances where people are being taken out of courtrooms, which means they have gone through all the processes. They have turned themselves in. They are doing everything following the processes. And their last what do you call appearances, they're being taken out when they have not committed any crime, just following the system, following the law.
I got to disagree with you there, Dante. If they came over here and they never applied for anything, now that they see the deportations are coming along, now they want to jump in there at the last minute to try to have due process.
Ronald, that is not all the case. I mean, there is one case where somebody was in his citizenship swearing in ceremony. In his citizenship swearing in ceremony, which means you already have gotten a green card for years and you are being sworn in as a citizen. That day that you are being sworn in, you are being taken out. So we can't generalize. I mean,
Where
all this interview.
Dante?
I'll see if I can if I can find it. I'll send it to you.
Because that don't sound.
Yeah. Right, it doesn't sound right. That's what I'm saying. A lot of things don't sound right. You know, you're hearing stuff. I am hearing stuff. Everybody's hearing stuff.
Oh, Dante.
Yeah.
Let me one sec, y'all. Let me welcome David real quick to the panel. He been patient. Hey David.
Yeah, how everybody doing?
All right. Where you from, brother?
Rappers.
Indianapolis, Indiana, in the house. All right.
Sure.
What you got for us, brother? What you
My question: what country are you from? Ghana. So imagine this, right? Imagine 39 or imagine 29 people from Burkina Faso in Ghana, and they take over. So they're not when the military of Ghana tries to make them leave. Those 2,000 people from Burkina, the 2 million people from Burkina Faso begin to destroy the city with flags from Burkina Faso. What would the government of Ghana do? They will do what is right by the country. My question to you will be, where is that happening right now? You are in California and you say that is happening. So I don't know the situation in California. And the government has to do what is right by the country, right? It's definitely, I'm not denying that. Law and order has to prevail. All I'm saying is that the way the news is coming out, the way things are coming out, there are multiple sides of stories, and there are news reels coming out, talking points that are, supporting either side. And unless we decide to sit and be biased about one thing or another, there's a lot of things we have to look at.
Hey, Dante, let me hear from David real quick.
Go ahead.
David,
Yes, sir.
what you got for us?
The black people out there, I know, because look at, I mean, what has happened through our history. No one really cared about us. Now we're supposed to join hands and sing songs and jump to the fight when we couldn't get too many people to jump in the fight for us through our history. And I believe that they, if that is like saying if the kids coming, they it ain't no spitting or assumption. They know. So if they going riding up down the streets, they after someone that they know that's illegal. You know? So why y'all interfering with that? You know what I'm saying? And what they should do is to round a lot of them up. You're gonna find out the ones that out here going crazy is probably the ones fighting each other out.
You know what I'm saying? So it's so deep to the point where they allow our other past presidency, well, when they come in here. Now you before that, we wanted to put a wall. So it's like it was a whole undermining on three fronts that they did that. So the reason why they did that, you know. So it's so complex and crazy that it's like one side of you want to be like what, just leave them alone. The other side is like, man, nah, man, they illegal. It's a crime. You know, the word illegal in front of immigrant says it all. You know what I'm saying? So it is. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, Joshua brought up a pretty good point when he said, what if we just snuck over into another country and decided that we were going to stay there and protested after we illegally entered into this country and we started tearing up stuff over there? What would the government do to us? Let's bring up crypto, crypto, crypto. How you doing?
So how you doing, man?
All right. Where you from? Crypto,
Oh, I'm from Houston. I'm from Houston.
Texas in the house. What's up,
Yeah,
crypto?
I'm from Texas. So see a lot of immigrants around here. And this is a bunch of men. The immigrants been coming here to Houston for years, man. This ain't nothing new. I mean, this country was built on immigrants. Now all of a sudden, it's a problem for immigrants to come here. It just seems crazy to me. It's just a bunch of political bull.
Well, I think the issue came in is when uh they crossed the border illegally and now
They've been doing that for years, man. They ain't
okay.
nothing new.
So you're saying okay, well the question is, should we care as BLK people, should we care about
Yeah, we should care.
we should?
Yeah, because the whole thing is he's trying to control the voting, and he's trying to keep the population down, keep certain people in power. So he's trying to keep minorities down. This is what it's all about more than anything.
So are you saying we should be helping the immigrants to
Yeah,
stay? We should? You think so?
they are minorities and we're minorities, and we got to stick together, man. Yeah, but where do they stick together with us here, though? Hey, man, somebody got to break No, man, I disagree. Come together. I disagree. Discriminate against us. They put us down. They call us second class. Not all people, man. Some people lazy. No, I don't agree. We need to handle stuff. If you got an attitude about it, I mean, you got an attitude about it. But to me, I do not have an attitude. We do better. We do better together than apart. That's all I can tell you, man. But why aren't they doing better with us? Why do we have to cross the line? It works better for both of us if we work together instead of separately.
Let me welcome Lucky Goat. Let me welcome where you from, Lucky Goat?
Chicago.
Chicago in the house. All right. What you got for us, Lucky Goat?
No, no, we shouldn't care.
Yeah.
As a humanitarian, you're gonna care about all people. But when you're in the middle of a war that's ongoing, we got to focus on us. No, and they don't, and they side against us so much. We always stand on everybody's side, and everybody let us down. Everybody want to build, but nobody want to build. Type shit, No profanity. Yeah.
So
No, we shouldn't care at all. We got to get our own house together, and we still got these people occupying our land. There's more pyramids here than it is in Africa.
so you
Where you go
saying
to court, those buildings that you go to court, those
right.
buildings been here. When they landed, those buildings was here.
So
All those old buildings that used to have the bells in them, those buildings been here. We got stuff that is under the ground that people don't even know about. People still think Barack Obama was the first black president. We got too many uneducated people. But it don't matter because everything got to return to its natural state. And that man that's on top and whoever he's dealing with up there, it's not the natural state of this. So whether we wake up or change things or not, I believe nature will change.
All right. All right. Thank you for that, brother. So you saying when we marching with everybody else, it's all good. But when we march alone, nobody stands with us.
So you said, can I something out of mine? Hold on 1 second. Let me give you one example. It's like with your girl, right? If you giving your girl 100%, she cheating, she giving you 50%. You helping her with everything, but at the same time, she helping herself in other ways. That ain't gonna work out for you in the end, brother. We can't keep helping enemies. We can't keep helping enemies. And all these people was up under us. We got to take out now. Ain't nothing gonna be right in this world until the black man, black God,
BLK.
or take his throne. It's not gonna be right.
All
Out
right.
of order.
All right. Joshua wanted to ask something.
I just got a question for the brother that was talking from Dallas, right?
Crypto.
Why is it that that the other races get to racially discriminate against us, treat us like crap, put us down, when they're in a position to hire and fire you, won't hire you, but would definitely use every excuse in the book to fire you, black man. But y'all want to hold hands and kumbaya with them when they're destroying the stuff that you built. They didn't build this country. We did. But it's okay for them to destroy it because they're not supposed to be here. I don't understand it.
Crypto. Crypto, what you got for that?
Oh man, I don't understand where you're going because this country was built on immigrants, and so immigrants are allowed to come here. I live in Texas, and Texas now is Mexico. Texas was Mexico.
I got him. So crypto.
Texas was Mexico before.
Crypto. Do you know who Miguel Antonio Do you know who Miguel Antonio de Santa Anna is? Do you know who he was?
No, I don't know who this. I don't know who this is. I don't know about all that.
Hold on. Miguel Antonio de Santa Anna attacked the United States government. He declared war on this country. This country didn't declare war on Mexico. It's the other way around. Mexico picked the fight and lost. Right? So if you pick a fight with me, right, because you want my chain, and I end up smashing you, not you personally, just hypothetically, and I end up smashing you and taking your car, am I in the wrong for taking your property? And you pick the fight with me?
I don't know where you read this at. I don't know. Everybody got their own picture on how things went
It's
down.
not an opinion. No, it's not an opinion. It's not an opinion.
Half the stuff that we read, man, ain't even right, man. So I mean, you know,
it's not an opinion. Even the Mexican government. He's not on the same understanding as you. That's why he's not going to answer your question right. Crypto said this country was built on immigrants. So he sound like he don't even know. Nah, man, this country, man. This Turtle Island, this Tom Mary. This country ain't built by no immigrants.
We ain't got enough people
landed here
take over this country.
He's missing. Hey, Joshua, he's missing.
The problem.
He's missing
no,
black.
I'm not talking about black people.
He's missing.
I'm not talking about black people, man.
One sec, Mr.
Let me
Crypto.
ask
how you gonna take over?
One sec, y'all. Let me welcome.
You think we came from Africa?
Let me welcome David Reed. One second. Hold on, one sec, y'all.
You think black people came from Africa that's in this land?
Hey, Mr. Lucky, go. One sec, y'all. I do want to say that I disagree. This country was not built on immigrants. This country was built on the backs of slaves and the cotton trade, and we picked the cotton. So that's where America got its powerhouse start from. We built this country, not immigrants. And let me welcome Mr. David Reed real quick. David Red going once. David Red.
Hello.
All right. Where you from, David Red?
San Antonio, Texas.
All right, Texas. What you got for us?
While I was listening to you guys talk about, I guess the raid yesterday. Actually, I had some other thoughts, but I just think that raid
I think the next raid, or if they get a lot of people like that again, it's going to end up being really violent. And I mean, people with weapons on the other side, just like they got weapons. And that's it. I didn't really. I'm just like,
Okay, brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you about anything, right?
okay.
This country specializes in going to other countries and kicking in their door and arresting their leaders. Don't you?
I know
think
that.
they're
I'm aware of that.
right. So don't you think that they are itching at the fact that these illegal immigrants, soon as they pick up arms and physically open fire as a mass, as a unit on these federal agents, have you ever seen what a U.S. Marine unit can do to an untrained
First of
populace?
all, I don't think they're federal. I think they're part of January 6th that were just deputized.
Oh, wow. Come on, man. No. These ICE agents are not a part of January 6th that were deputized. These are federal agents. The FBI is down there, right? So, again, I ask you a question. If these foreign nationals form a unit and open fire on federal agents who are upholding constitutional law, what do you think happens at that point?
How are they holding up constitutional law? And if you're saying it'd be a bloodbath, I agree with you on that. But I don't understand how they're holding up constitutional law.
It's constitutional law for you not to be here if you're not supposed to be here. It's constitutional law for an armed rebellion, an armed attack upon this country, large federal agents is an act and a declaration of war. I'm going to ask you again: if they form a unit and open fire on federal agents who are upholding constitutional law, what do you think is going to happen?
I just told you this. It'll be a bloodbath.
It's not going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a one-way smash. I'm telling you, this country specializes in kicking in the door of foreign leaders in their own countries and taking their foreign leaders.
Hey, who did you vote
into
for?
custody.
Did you vote for Trump?
We're not getting into all of that. Let's stick to the topic. No, bro. I don't vote. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I am using common sense, right? Common sense will prevail here, right? These people who are in power are waiting for this so they can use military force on U.S. soil. There is levels of degrees of escalation that must take place.
Do you know it's illegal to use military forces on U.S. soil against U.S. citizens?
But they are not U.S. citizens. That's my point.
Yeah, but some U.S. citizens are going to be scattered.
But hold on. If you are a U.S. citizen and you open fire on federal agents, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, you're going in
with people.
Let's give other people on the panel a chance to speak.
Thank you.
This is a decline in empire, so boots on the ground is coming.
All right, let's welcome Prince. Wait. Oh, Israel. Prince Israel. Prince Israel.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
All right. Welcome to the panel. Where you from?
From Kentucky.
Kentucky in the house. What you got for us, brother?
Well, I with y'all's topic in regards to this let me say pre-planned distractions and confusion, what you believe in to usher in unlawful force on those that are naive to the identity of those that are, let me say, preoccupied this land. I do believe some of the service members are aware. And I can say do believe. I'm very aware that the service members are aware of the tactic or whatever they call themselves, trying to muster up in order to justify the force. I do believe January 6th they spoke about bringing and using the force upon the citizens. So what you got to do is get yourself in a position to where, they call themselves using immunity. You got to be immune to be able to defend yourself and your family in a time of this type of aggression.
Okay, I'm trying to understand. So, are you in favor of them? Should we even care? And are you in favor of them getting rid of these illegal immigrants, or how you feel about
I don't believe a colonizer can call someone an illegal immigrant when you have illegal occupation yourself.
Okay. Okay.
Can I say something to that real quick?
Come on.
Let him finish, Mr. Gold. So for mine, I do believe this is just a mirror as into what they would like to do to the so-called Afro-American, which is not a legal standing. The firestorm that trickles down to a different group of people, if you want to be technical. I do believe that men and women need to prepare and be in a position to take a stance, not with their service members, but I do believe that they have an oath to protect, but they have an oath to protect the so-called citizens of the United States, which is a 10 square mile radius district, which every state national, which would be yourselves if you're born in your respective states and not in the district, you would be an enemy of the so-called district.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me welcome Ali. Wait a minute.
Hey.
Oh, how you doing? Alicia? Hey, I don't want to butcher your name.
No, Allie's right. You're good.
Okay. Where you from, Ali?
I grew up in Atlanta. I live in Michigan.
All right. Midwest. Okay. What you got for us?
I think we should all love each other, which I know is the typical thing you hear, but I really like when I grew up in the 90s, I didn't care what if you were black, white, Hispanic, it was what you brought to the table. If you were a good person, you were a good person. I think we should defend the good people that we
So Ali,
find good.
should the immigrants be here, or should the ICE be? Do you agree with ICE doing their job?
I agree with ICE doing their job only because I have my best friends. They're like my sisters. Their parents are from Laos. They're Laotian. They came here legally. They love America. They absolutely adore
Yeah,
America.
but you just said the key words. They came here illegally. So
Legally.
legally. Oh, they came legally. Okay, okay.
They adore America. They went through all the proper channels. Now, on the other hand, my mother-in-law, she's illegal. I don't agree with what she did. She needs to go through our customs. She doesn't understand our laws. She's living off of our benefits here in America. I have disabilities. I have stage 4 endometriosis. I have lupus. A lot of stuff wrong with me, and I can hardly get help or afford my own medications because people are abusing the system. And it's a bit outrageous, in my opinion. Yes, there are some people that need to be here because they're facing horrible things out of their country, but some of these people are just taking advantage of us at this point, and I find that a bit ridiculous.
Okay. This what we gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a timer so everybody can get a chance to say something. Cause there's people on here that just wait. That don't cut in. Y'all just kind of wait. So I'm gonna start off. Up here with Joshua and work our way around, and so everybody can speak. Mr. Joshua, I'm gonna give y'all get a 60-second timer, and then if you finish before your time is up, just say, "Hey, I passed the mic. I land my plane."
I
or
am
something.
okay with my husband's mom being
One
deported
second.
because she can't.
1 second.
Why are you jumping in with that?
She's answering the chat, but
Oh,
don't just
okay.
blurt out. Chat back to the chat. Don't
Oh.
just talk.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was happening. She was answering the chat. Okay, Joshua, come on. If you finish before your time is up, just say, "Hey, I passed my mic. I land my plane," or something. Other than that,
It's easy for people to, especially your brother that's from the conversion, just right. Hispanic man. They don't live under the foothill of the Hispanic man like myself. I deal with their race. Persecute us more than the white team man. It's crazy to hear from a my skin color defend them. And I land my plane.
thank you for that, brother. Come on, Dante. Dante. You still there? Dante. Dante. Okay, going once. Dante. All right, I'm gonna come back to you. All right, Mr. Lucky Goat. Y'all get a minute and a half. I'm gonna do a minute and a half, y'all.
I'm sure I definitely agree with what you just deal with them at work all the time. They do more than other people do. But what I was going to say about immigration is black people used to own in 1913 25 million acres of land. And now we own 1 million. And the purpose of immigration is to usurp us. And as an American, is to usurp the no college graduates who come out of high school going directly into work. There was a time in this country where you could raise a family, have a car, have 2 cars, take vacation with only a high school diploma, with a trade when they had the trades in the school. And all of that's changed. And college was like $800, $1,000. Harvard like $2,000 a year. All of that's changed. And they brought them in to usurp us and to usurp non-college graduates and to bring the wages down. Like the job I work. If there were no illegal immigration, my check would be $80 an hour. But it's not, because they bring people in and that usurps wages. I land my plane.
Thank
They
you.
shouldn't be here.
Thank you, brother. Dante, you still there? I'm coming back to you. Dante. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right.
Um, I mean, it's hard because there is a lot of we think there's a reason behind everything, right? And obviously, that makes it hard to look at exactly what is going on. People come here not necessarily because they are being brought in, because a lot of illegal immigrants are not college graduates either. So they come in, and yes, they get jobs that will help them make something for themselves. They come because wherever they come from is not good situation. And in a lot of cases, a lot of instances, uh, some places that they come from are not good situations because of things that advancement in technology, Western civilization, and things like that have caused with respect to industrialization and those things, to where those countries are not able to get the kind of industrialization that is needed. Right now, there is fight between, let's say, almost the whole continent of Africa and the Western world, because continent of Africa does have resources which Western world goes and takes from there and uses it to develop the Western world, but don't want people from Africa to be able to come into the Western world. A lot of things that are happening geographically that push this migration to go on. And we have to look at all of those things when we talk about, people not
All right.
liking one another and what can be done to one side or another and things like that.
All
I
right,
know I don't
Dante.
have enough time. I'll stop
Yeah.
there for now and
All right.
we'll keep talking.
All right. Come on, Prince.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Yeah, first, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. I'm just an Israelite here on the soil of what you call America. Secondly, I would say this. Those so-called Hispanics are not the ones walking around talking about depopulation, okay? Those aren't the people who actually put this so-called, let me say this technology in my body, okay? I also don't encounter the so-called Mexican into my immediate quarters trying to unalive me or having a secret agenda to do away with me and my people, being that my nationality is superior to theirs. So for mine, I disagree with the gentleman in regards to how do I look like him because of your experience with those people that you call Hispanics. I have a great experience with the Hispanics here in Louisville. In some cases, I'm not saying everybody because I don't like to generalize everybody, but I will tell you as a collective whole, the people that came here as colonizers, because I do believe this continent was carbon melanin before they came over here, completely carbon melanin. I do reject the notion my so-called neighbors should be mistreated and their kids should be mistreated because of someone's ideology and them claiming to be in a land that's not free. Ultimately, nobody gave it to them. Okay, so for me personally, I deal with them on a different capacity, not through emotions, but through principle. And these people, in some cases, are like a cancer. Nobody invited them, and they stay around, and they're very hurtful to others. In some cases, with their policies and their so-called, their system that you believe. But I do land my plane.
All right, thank you for that. Hey, I'm a welcome.
Brooks, please rebuttal.
Yes, you can. I was getting ready to say, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the panel because I already see where it's going. I know the way you're talking, people gonna want to respond because I even wanted to respond to a couple points that you made. And when w- we march for everybody. We have helped people. Matter of fact, they here because of us. They in this country because of us, and then they get over here and discriminate against us. People get over here and they leave us where we at. But come on, Mister. Yeah. Oh, if y'all got something y'all want to say, y'all can just come on in and say it. But try to keep your points concise so that the next person can have their chance to speak as well. And I'm gonna welcome Abdullah. King Abdullah.
Hey, Mark.
All
Hi,
right.
everyone.
All right. Where you from, man? Where you from?
I'm originally from West Africa. I've been in the U.S. for the past 20 years.
Welcome. Well,
Family here, and
welcome to the
originally,
panel. One sec.
thank
Just 1 sec, Abdullah. I'm gonna let Joshua respond, and then we'll come back to you, and we'll go around the panel, and people can speak as an open panel. Come on, Joshua.
Okay, so to address what the brother said correctly, he is an Israelite. He's from the 10 tribes. I am a Hebrew Israelite. I am a royal from the tribe of Judea. For one. So number two, I'm a direct descendant of the slave trade. And for three, the only reason why they're so humble, treat you so well, is because you outnumber them. At the moment they outnumber you and they get an upper hand over you, we'll see how they truly feel about you, brother. And I can understand but it's sad that y'all don't see how they're treating your brothers who are fellow Israelites and Judeans on the other side of the country since they outnumber us. Right. And that's to your experience, right, sir? No, it's not just my experience. Everybody that's here. No, I'm saying that's to your experience. I live over in the Midwest where it's actually the opposite. Say it again. I addressed that. You outnumber them. No. What I'm saying is the same bad experience you have with the Hispanics. I have that same bad experience with my Pale-skinned neighbors. Yeah, there you go. We are. There you go. We're in the land of our captivity. Actually, sir, we have dominion, and we dealing with it by contract. No. Oh, okay. Deal with Genesis 1:28. I am the Lord your name, brother. Chapter verse story. I'll be honest with you, I'm from the tribe. Well, I mean, it's okay that y'all are disputing, but let's move it along. Yeah. I'm not the friend too. I land my plane.
okay, maybe I can jump in from here.
Come on.
The Marcus, earlier, Donkey was explaining, like, I came down here legally in this country, so I know what it is to me in America. And having businesses and having family here, and having my kids that's considered to be Americans, even though my grandfathers and my father come from Africa. So the main point is that we live here. I hear the brother Yashua saying that he is Israelite. He got his own family roots. He got his reason for claiming that. And we just need to understand one thing. We all come from greatness because we are the best creation of the most point period. From the other hand, is that we are here in America. We are in a land of captivity. Even the people that come in now illegally, they are in shape form coming down here. Because on the other side, the same way we are feeling that captivity here, the whole other side of the world is also under that same captivity. So we have to understand that. But the best thing you can do for anyone in this life is to consider them as human beings just like you. and to be able to uplift someone who is in the position of help that you can provide for them. Other than that, focus on what you got going on and build yourself and get that going.
So,
But hating each
I,
other, talking down
Abdullah,
on each other,
I
you
have
not
to
get
ask,
anywhere.
Abdullah, are you saying we should be helping them?
No, helping who?
The immigrants over here. Is that what
No,
you're saying?
the thing is, this is it, right? If you see someone, it doesn't matter who he is, he's an immigrant. Right now, most people are focused on immigrants. When you talk about immigrants, especially here in America right now, everyone talk about the Africans. But you
No,
have more
no, that's
Hispanic and others
uh-huh.
that's also as immigrant than African. So I hear, I jump around this TikTok and I hear many panels where you got multiple debates between Africans, African American, and all this nonsense that's going on. But we all need to realize when people migrate, there is a reason behind it. Yeah, some people have taken advantage of what happened recently. Border was open and people coming here illegally. Not anyone who came down here, like me, 20 years ago, I know I followed the proper protocols, and I know America is a land of like laws that you're supposed to follow and come here. Like,
Okay,
legally and
what the
get something for
question,
yourself.
Abdul, the question is, should these illegal immigrants, should we care that ICE is deporting these illegal
No,
immigrants?
this is the whole point.
I mean,
We do not care.
can I get a yes or a no? Do you care? We should. Okay,
We
thank you.
should, because
Let
this
me
is the whole
welcome.
point.
Let me
You
welcome.
just yourself.
One sec, my brother. One sec. Let me welcome Wise Guy.
Yep,
Wise Guy,
thank you,
welcome
man.
to the panel.
Thank you.
Where you from, Wise Guy?
I live in California. I'm Middle Eastern, but I'm third generation here. I just wanted to answer your topic.
Come on.
Look, man, look, I own a smoke shop out here and a semi truck. All right, but look, man, as a former prisoner, I was in prison for 2 years. And all California politics, when you go to prison, for what you see, the whites and the Mexicans, they go against us. Like it's a politic. And even out here, man, I'm gonna tell you, being raised against these Hispanics, they don't like us. So I don't see why we should get involved. Because my wife is Somali and East African. We're close, you know. I don't think we should get involved in something like this. We've got enough problems as it is, as African Americans and whatnot, you know?
Thank you. Thank you for that. We haven't
No.
heard from David Red. What you got for us? We ain't heard from you in a while.
I agree we shouldn't be involved in it. I also can tell you that I'm in San Antonio, and there are a lot of very racist
Yes.
Hispanics here, uh, especially when they're over, like they're your supervisor or something. So that's that's what I want to say. That's it.
Thank you.
Landing.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what do y'all say to that? I mean, it's so many people have had negative experiences with these people when they get in certain positions.
I believe that if everybody has to follow the rules, man, that everybody else should just follow the rules. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just come into this country and do all this stuff and not do things legally when everybody else got to do that. If you come from the other side of the world, like Africa and stuff, all those people follow real immigration laws, bro. So that doesn't make anybody, immune to that.
Thank you for that.
It's correct that you mentioned that, but also we all need to remember there are still, if we don't stand up for something like this, where ICE is trying to demonize themselves and go around stopping people and mistreating people and trying to take people with no due process without ignoring the law, it's going to affect everyone else. So there's going to come to a time they're going to come and stop you or stop your kids.
Yes.
Where
One sec, y'all. One sec, y'all.
No, hold on. I'll get ready to introduce a panel member. Hold tight.
Let me introduce Janice real quick. Janice
Hi,
Butterfly.
can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, where you from?
Cali's butterfly.
Where
I'm
you?
from New Orleans, but I live in Cali.
Cali?
I'm right here in Cali.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down here with the madness,
Yeah.
watching it all take place. Um, did Black people care? I care. Am I gonna get involved? No.
All
Okay,
right. All
but
right.
I care. And you know why I care?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know how, if you look at our system and you see what's going on, you guys are talking about government and how it's set up. We have nothing set up anymore. We have everything that's gone mad right now. There's nothing legal about what's going on. Everything that is going on is illegal. ICE is doing what they're doing illegally. You've got people down here who have masks on. They're not even ICE. We saw one 2 days ago on the TV where these people could not have been ICE. They were so unorganized. When the crowd came at them, they looked like they were so confused. They didn't know whether to go left or right. They began to back up. We got a problem. But the reason why I worry is because I know how America runs. Yeah, we're going after them, and guess who's gonna be next? They're gonna follow the leader. They're gonna come on down the line, and you know how much they love us. So if you can't see for your whatever, if you can't see through your eyes that we will be next on the plate, you've got to be blind.
Speaking of
And
that,
I land my plane.
thank you for that, Janet. One sec. One sec.
Can I,
Yeah,
Marcus,
I
can
got
I
you.
offer a rebuttal, please?
I got you,
Please.
Yeshua. I got you, Yeshua. I just want to say, Janice, now
Yes, sir.
when we get pew pew down bogusly by these police, and
Mhm.
when we get unalived by the police and arrested bogusly, and we have to stand, do they stand with us?
No.
Yes.
Nobody stands
Yes,
with
they
us.
do.
No, they
They do in
No,
Houston.
wait, look, 1 second. What you say, Janice?
And you know what? I'm gonna take that back because that last episode that took place, the real big one, with the person who stepped on the neck of, because I don't know what you can say on here because I don't want to mess up your
Yeah, I
panel.
got you.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I do.
Everybody's still with us,
On
and that's why.
average, do they stand with us?
No, they do not,
Okay, thank you
and
for
that's
that.
why I said what I said.
All right, thank you for that, Janice.
Okay,
Come on,
brother, can I offer a rebuttal now,
come
Marcus?
on,
If you
come
don't
on,
mind?
come on, brother.
This is black fear
Be
mongering.
let's just
A lot of
say
the crime.
1 sec,
Sorry,
doctor.
sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This for everybody. This for everybody. We got 100 and some people, 120 some people here. So we use TikTok friendly language because they will flag us. And I know I'm just saying it for everybody else for future reference. We use TikTok friendly language. We use VOK or white tea, and we don't use profanity up here. My
Right.
mama watches
Can you
these
use
live,
fear
so
mongering?
okay.
That's legal.
All right, come on, Mr. Yako.
So, okay. This is be okay fear mongering because let us be clear about this. We are the super minority. If the YT man and Trump wanted to do something to us, and nobody in this country stopped him. Period. They pledged.
You faded out. We can't even hear you. I don't
Now
know.
I don't know about y'all, but I grew up right. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in the '80s, and I watched Donald Trump hang out with us his whole life. He was not racist, not like black people.
Oh, man.
Oh, excuse me. That was funny.
Hold on. No, I'm tired of the black fear mongering. Y'all want to unite?
Yeah, okay, brother.
The fear mongering. Yeah, okay.
So you're uniting with Trump? Oh, man.
Bro,
You just said.
Let's let him land his plane.
Yup. I'm tired of it. Now, if y'all want to unite with people that make sure your people don't have jobs, make sure your people don't have a way to take care of their families, that move into your neighborhoods and take your job from you and stop you from living and treat you worse than the YT man, then y'all unite with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
So you're better with white man than to Michigan man.
Yeah, bro, don't put words in my mouth.
Mexican man don't even
I say it, man.
Mexican man don't even
No,
like
that's
it.
that.
Who shares your oppression is what I would ask. And can I ask the question? Who shares your oppression? Nobody. I'm from
None of
SoCal. Oh no! So hold up between the Hispanic and the so-called white team, man. Which one shares your oppression, sir?
got different oppressions.
In SoCal, a wise guy, tell me if I'm lying here. In SoCal, the brown man is my oppressor, bro.
Yes,
What are you talking?
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Man,
Swear to God, I swear.
Not at all here.
I live in.
I'm not going to negate your experience. I don't know
Texas, man.
about that.
I'm in Houston, Texas. I know
what
more
they call
Spanish
us?
here than anybody.
Can I say something? This is what they call us, bro. They call us mayates, bro. That's in Spanish. So,
But Colin, let me ask you this, wise
There's
guy.
more Spanish here.
Let me. Can I say this to him? Can I say this to him? When you can call me what you want, but when you put into action your words, like this depopulation, when you're dealing with, let me say, you see them cell towers out there, sir? You see GMO food, sir?
Let's go ahead and get our point across instead of stressing each other.
you know, my point is, man, is that we might share different oppressions, but at the end of the day, man, they do not like us. Deep down inside, they don't like us. Cali, but there's on the streets too. I'm not in the streets like that, but on the streets right now, there's a thing going on with.
So the white tee don't like it neither. So what? White tee don't like it neither.
Okay,
so what you talking about?
Okay,
so you gonna join them?
Okay, no, I'm not. Hey, I'm not gonna join him. But then look. Look at the big picture, man. Like they might say what they want to say on TV, but they're not stopping the brother from achieving his dreams.
Who run the corporations?
Locking it up, man.
My dude.
Coming from a third world country, this country it really does let you be what you want to be. You can achieve the American dream if you want it. You could be. I made it from the mud out here. You know,
So it doesn't matter.
Locked you up.
It doesn't matter.
That was my fault. Yeah, I broke the law as a Muslim. As a Muslim, it says
broke the policy, my dude.
the country.
So he doesn't matter.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Ronald. Right now on the panel, you got BLK people who want to stand with us. You got BLK people that want to stand with the oppressor of black people. BLK people, and that is crazy. I stand with Wise Guy. Wise Guy stand with me because we live up here. We live.
You have no right. You have no right to classify people like that. You have the way you think about things.
Brother.
Let people be. I mean, this is just a conversation. Let's have a conversation. It's just a conversation. People are not going to agree totally. You have been reporting on everybody's comment. Nobody has been talking, right? Let everybody get an opportunity. Yes, sir.
Okay, I asked you a question. I asked you a question about your country.
Yeah,
You agreed with me, right?
I did not agree with you. It was hypothetical.
Let me finish, right? This conversation for the descendants of slavery are fundamental black Americans. I don't go into Hold on, let me finish. I don't involve myself in the conversation with people and from the continent of Africa. Right now, this is a conversation for black people and about black people.
This man is so
Marcus.
just tripping.
Marcus, just tell me, right?
Come on.
It's your life.
Hold on
Marcus.
one sec.
And
One sec.
I'm taking myself out, and I'm good. You guys can continue. Enjoy yourself. Have a
No,
good night.
wait. Hold on, Dante. Your voice is valued. You know that. Come on now. You already know that.
No.
Yeah.
I know my voice is value. We are all trying to reason with each other.
Uh-huh.
If somebody feels that he has the right to tell people who they are, you don't know me, I don't know you. We are just having a conversation here, and we're trying to rationalize with each other. And we're all just sitting and listening. You are the only one that wants to rebut because you want everybody to agree with you, and that is not going to be the case, fortunately, because people's experiences are different.
He's absolutely correct, my man.
Okay? So I came from Africa, but I have contributed to this country a lot. Okay? I have raised 5 kids here.
two of whom are in the military right now, serving the country. And I mean, I am not here as an immigrant begging for anybody for anything. We're just having a conversation. I may be from Africa, but that doesn't make me any different.
Right.
So you cannot classify people like that, unfortunately.
Can I rebuttal him?
No, bro.
Let's
No, hear your rebuttal.
let's let
Nonsense.
Other people need a chance.
let's let Janice get her voice in. She been patient. Come on, Janice.
No, I'm good. I'm just like I'm overwhelmed by and they're giving. What's your name, Joshua? Juhua?
Joshua. Joshua.
Yeah, I know how to say it. I'm just saying because like you don't understand, the African take on anything, which I find very far fetched. But you seem to tend to agree with YT as opposed to BLT, which I don't really care. BLT for bacon, yeah, which I don't care one way or the other. But it's the way you keep coming at people like you're somebody and they're nobody. Everybody have their own opinion. This is a panel. We're saying what we feel, and what I feel matter. What the gentleman from Africa says matters. What everybody on this panel says matters. That's why we were brought up to speak. But you keep wanting to rebuttal, and you have nothing to rebuttal about. Your opinion is your opinion. My opinion is my opinion. And I land there because you're not going to come at me the way you're coming because you're being disrespectful, actually, in a very weird way.
Thank you for that. And Adante is a special guest and a supporter of this platform. He's a valued member. So let's be respectful. Let's be respectful, y'all.
Let me go ahead and break in here, Marcus.
Come on, Mr. Bronner.
All right. If you do not follow the live creator at this time, you may do so at any time during the live, before the live, and or after the live. Also, you can help the live creator reach his live goals one way. Hit the gold star to the bottom left of the screen. Please share this live throughout the live with as many people as you possibly can so they can enjoy the content that we're putting out. So you can become a fan club member. It's very cheap for 1 penny from what I hear. Or you can subscribe to the Live Creators channel. Also, what doesn't cost a dime is tapping the screen and helping us reach our live goals. I appreciate all the tapping you guys are doing now. You're doing great. Keep it up. Also, we're here every night, 11 p.m. Central. So stop in and join us. Back to you, Marcus.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Marcus, if I could enlighten because I got a question. The real question to this matter is, do they have lawful standing or legal standing to actually bring forth a judgment to their fellow neighbor? I have a case law, if I could go up on a big screen and show you. That way you would know yourselves as into whether or not someone has the ability to actually bring forth a prosecution or accusation, I should say, to my private neighbors.
What do you mean? Do they have a legal standing?
When you look at the individuals in the 50 states, those are state nationals. There's two different types of citizenship.
Okay, so yeah, but illegal. The immigrants, how could they have a legal standing when they came into the country illegally?
Well, to Ms. Janet's point, when we move from the illegals, when people look at your, let me say your classification, and you call yourselves right now on the register, you consider yourself to be African American, correct?
Foundational American.
Yes, sir. Okay. There's a lot of people that classify themselves as Afro Americans at this moment.
Okay.
I once, before I reclassified myself as Israelite, I fell under that same social construct.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, my neighbors need to understand what someone can and can't do when it comes to their persons when dealing with this type of aggression.
But they came into the country illegally. What legal grounds do they have? The people that came into this country
Marcus,
Yeah.
this is something else that sometimes, like I say, we are taking this thing from one perspective, right? The perspective of the fact that we may not agree with certain people. And because of that, we feel it's okay for them to be moved out in a way that may not be humane or according to the rules, according to the systems. Yes. And that is not what we want to happen, because this is one group that we're looking at right now. Right. The way Ms. Janice said earlier, something may be done to this group right now. We feel it's okay. When they finish with that program, will it be BLK? And when it comes to BLK, it is not going to be African American versus African descendants. It's going to be BLK, period. So what I am saying is we need to focus on what is going on and how they are doing things. It's okay.
Adante,
Can come out of that.
Adante, hold on one sec. Do you think that they are being treated inhumanely? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. What?
Don't be in cages, separated from family.
Some are.
We have experienced.
They ain't the only immigrants. They singled out.
So
Come on, why is the Ukrainian
Picking them out.
why are the Ukrainians bought over with comfort?
so
How about the Haitians that came up to the border and got rejected, but you let all these hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians come over because of whatever circumstance was going on? So that's bias.
Exactly. I mean, let's just look at what happened with the South Africa situation. I will always talk about that because that is one thing that was thrown in our faces blatantly, and we just let it go under the rug, right? Because the system, the administration stopped all refugee programs from every country, but then turned around and went to South Africa and brought in YT, so-called refugees who were more privileged than other people in that country, and brought them in as refugees.
Yes.
Who are not refugees, they owned property. They brought them in as refugees. And we are sitting here and we are worried about the brown man being taken out. When after the brown man being taken out, the next to the brown man is the BLK. Unfortunately, we are. So let's be careful how we are castigating the whole process. And let's
did
look
the
at
Ukrainians did the Ukrainians come in with that so-called vax mandate during that time?
okay, my thing is who stands with us when we march, when we fought. We matter of fact, our ancestors fought, marched, bled, and unalive for these people to be able to come over here in the first place. And then when they get over here, a lot of them, they get in certain positions and they discriminate against us.
Yep.
I've been discriminated against by them.
Yep.
I've experienced prejudice against me by them. And when we have situations where we get unalivened by the police or something happens to us, on average, nobody marches with us.
Nope.
So if it's a bunch of Hispanic people that's coming over here illegally, it's really not saying I would take the stance that Janice took. Not saying I don't care. However, I don't see it as being my fight, so to speak.
two different things. Caring and fighting are two different things. So
Okay.
like Ms. Janice said it eloquently earlier, you do care, but that doesn't mean you have to go fight it, right?
Right.
You care. The question is, do you care? You have to care because of the way things are going. It is a gradual scratch, scratch, scratch. Earlier, last administration of the same leader that we have currently, we fought and tried to be lawless with the January 6th and all those things. We all saw it on TV. And what were we told? It did not happen. We all saw it. We all saw it and we were told it did not happen. And today they have all been pardoned and we are sitting here, all of them, they are here. Are they criminals or not?
Right.
You know?
But according to this Bouvier's, which helped shape their so-called constitution, it says that you can only be a citizen if you were so-called white P. So I don't understand where's the patriotism from the so-called black man when they don't even classify you as a citizen. Dred Scott reminded you of that. And this is what helped shape the Dred Scott decision right here.
And those are all the things that can be turned around. If they have been able to turn around Roe v. Wade, they can turn around citizenship. They can turn around a lot of things.
Right.
We need to think bigger than what we're seeing. What we're seeing, they're testing the waters, doing this, and if you let it go, what next do we go to? What next do we go to? They're looking at quarters. They're not looking at people that are actually doing wrong. They're looking at quarters. They're looking at meeting quarters.
Right, right. And that's what I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying.
I've been quiet for a while. Can I please say something?
Yeah, let me
Go on, one by one.
let me welcome Golden Share up here real quick. Golden Share. Golden Share. Well, right. Where you from, Golden Share?
Florida. I'm an independent. Vote
Okay.
for Harris.
Okay. What you got
I
for
work
us?
for U.S. Immigration, by the way.
You work for the U.S. Immigration?
Yeah, I started my career there on the detention and deportation unit when we only went after criminals. No civilian deportations whatsoever. And then I moved to the congressional liaison's office there within immigration, working with senators for the most part on helping people adjust their immigration status. And then I went to work for federal criminal court before moving into finance. But I just want to make a quick point about why all this is happening. And I saw this when I was talking to my contacts, that still work there at immigration. As a man said, they've been given quotas, and they can't meet those quotas just going after the criminals because it's too time consuming to arrest a single criminal who's a criminal fugitive alien. It's a tremendous detail. It runs a lot of manpower hours, a lot of resources, time. It's too time consuming, and there's not enough of them. So the only way they're going to hit those quota numbers is if they start going after the civilian deportations. These are the people with no criminal backgrounds. They have their addresses, they have their workplaces, and they don't put up a fight. So they go there, they're just trying to get the number to them. The quota that I got from my source was that each office was told that they had to come up with at least 75 daily arrests, which is a pretty staggering number. And then that number went up even further. So right now, I think they're arresting about 3,500 a day across the 31 immigration districts. And the only way they're going to hit those numbers if they're just going after civilians work, the people doing the check-ins. They're even going into like elementary school graduations. They're whatever they can do, whatever they can pick up. Here in Florida, they picked up 1,100 on a one weekend rate of construction sites in agricultural fields. It's pretty brazen what they're trying to do. But what kicked this off this weekend in LA was that earlier in the week, we had Elon Musk go after Trump head on. He said, this bill is an abomination. That's $5 trillion that's going to the wealthiest Republicans. And then he said, and Trump needs to be taken down and J.D. Vance put in his spot. So he started this war with a nuclear drop. Behind the scenes, those two sides are fighting as we speak because the people who propped up J.D. Vance, part of the people who are stand to gain $5 trillion from this big, beautiful nonsense.
Mr. Peter?
Yes. So the group that are aligned with MAGA, they're scurrying, trying to come up with something to deflect attention from that this bill is on life support. And what they came up with,
Let's stick with the panel's subject here, please.
Well, I'm getting to that. So what they started was that they're going to start a provocation in the most Hispanic district in the United States. It's LA County. They dropped this Abrego Garcia thing on Friday. Coincidentally, you think that's coincidental that they dropped that bomb 2 days before they planned these ICE arrests? So these ICE arrests occurred in really small ball sort of places to carry out an at-large operation. It was like a small clothing store, a small warehouse. I mean, most, not even 100 arrests. But they knew they were doing that in the middle of the day in a place that has a lot of, bystanders, civilians it can quickly get out of hand. And they did that on purpose because they needed something to rile up the MAGA base to get behind Trump.
Let's give somebody else a chance to speak. Go ahead
Hey,
and land your plane.
let's let Take Freedom get a look. Take Freedom.
Yeah, y'all can hear me.
All right. Where you from, Take Freedom?
I'm from Cali. I'm
All
from
right.
Northern Cali, the Bay Area.
All right. All right. What you got for us?
Um, no, no black people should not care. Not at all. Not a little.
It's long.
Come on, Take.
With their shirt.
Yeah, no black people should not care. Not at all. Not a little bit. This is not our business. We're supposed to stand down, stand back, and watch what happens. Trying to pump us or scare us or force us in a certain direction. I feel disrespected even asking me to help you, knowing our relationship between the two. Mexicans and blacks do not get along. Nicholas A. Vaca wrote a book called The Presumed Alliance. We've never gotten along. Okay. On the jobs, we catch hell from them everywhere. They don't want us in their neighborhoods. George Lopez on stage made a joke. Don't park in front of their house. Don't park in front of their house. So anybody that's black that's trying to say,
Just say, be okay, brother.
my bad, be okay. My bad, be okay. Anybody that's be okay saying, oh yeah, but we got the same struggle. We ain't got none of that. We not the same. We not nothing. You can see Hispanic rappers saying, "Nah, we don't want no BLKs in our family. I don't want my daughter to date a BLK." All of this is known. Also, nobody has ever helped us, and we've gave and helped everybody. We done with all that. That's over with. We not helping, we not supporting, we not doing nothing. And if we next, then we'll get down like we always get down, and what happens happens. But we ain't doing none of that. I land.
Thank you, brother.
Preach, brother. I've been saying that the whole time, and I got attacked from every direction, bro. So the thing is, here, these people from these other states, they out, man, brother, preach. I've been saying that. Man, look, right now,
I see more Spanish than you do, man.
no, don't you go.
So I've been dealing with a man. I know what I'm talking about, man.
Bro.
And you,
No. Hold on. Crypto.
Hey, one at a time, please.
Crypto, you have 3 people from California telling you how they feel, and you slapping your black bro. You slapping your BLK brothers in the face, bro.
No,
by ignoring how we feel.
I've been treated by Spanish people.
Hey,
Joshua. The same way I've been treated by BLK people treating me the same way. White people been treating me the same way. So
this is an internal problem we have. See, when other groups of people, when they tell their people to make a move, there was the Yemen people on the East Coast, right? They had an issue. When the Yemen told the Yemen to make a move, the Yemen moved, period. They didn't talk back, they didn't argue, they went with their people. See, us, we got that internal problem. When your people tell you, hey, we moving like this, just move like that, whether you like it or not.
Okay, that's a good idea. But most of us moved for Kamala Harris, and then the other 15-20%, like you all, went for white. So what you talking about?
Okay, well, that's in the past. We're talking about now. We talking about this now.
I'm sticking together. You
go over there and stay there. Okay, go over there and stay there. Go over there with your friends and stay there.
I stay in Texas, man.
Go to where?
Man, they just trying to tell me I need to go somewhere. Hey, man, you're a young fella, and you haven't seen life, and I've seen it, man. You're going to get it either way from the white tea guy, you're going to get the Spanish guy, but you get it from anybody who gets power. If a black person get power, they want to talk down to you, treat you like, it's the same thing, man. So it's no different. White tea guy, black person get the position.
Well, BLK, brother, and I'm gonna disagree with you. Hold on. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. You telling me it don't matter who's in power, they gonna talk down on everybody else. I'm gonna disagree with that. Yeah, you may have had that. And that's it. That may be your anecdotal experience, your personal experience, but I'm gonna disagree with that. Whoever get in power, they talk down on everybody else. No, I'm not gonna go with that one, brother.
Crypto, I've been on the streets with them. I've been incarcerated with them, been on the job with them. There is no alliance. There is no unity. There will not be none. Now, if you, like you said, anecdotally making you a choice, well, I'm going to help them anyway, then that's on you.
All right, Jen has been over there, been silent.
Well, I just keep listening, and I'm totally taken aback because when we look at what we have in place here, we have a gentleman, that is in place that has caused chaos from the very beginning, and we're doing these executive orders like back to back, and every one of them has taken away something from the whole. Because we want to be Americans, so we're going to say from all of the American, but basically, the underprivileged. But you guys keep saying that this is a great thing that's taken place, and nothing is going to hurt us, which every executive order he has signed has nipped us in the bud. So you tell me, how in the world can we be talking about, what did you say? Joshua, you called it some kind of fearism or whatever?
Sister Miss
You
Janice,
said, yeah, you said
uh,
fearism or something?
sister, my name is Joshua. Joshua been,
Okay, Joshua.
okay, now please,
Yeah,
don't
okay.
address me, please. I don't,
Joshua, I just said I'm sorry, and I
hold
just
on.
addressed you, so I'm not going to argue with you. I don't
Thank
argue.
you.
Thank you so
Please.
much.
I want to argue with a woman that's not mine. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, so I asked you a question. My thing was you were saying fear something. That's all I asked you. I was just asking a question.
Fear mongering.
Yeah.
What he said.
Fear mongering, because I'm confused by that, because as we sit back and we watch, when we watch the executive orders that have been signed day after day after day, and how they are eliminating everything that we fought for in the past, that our ancestors fought for, and now you're sitting here and you're saying that this person is not going to hurt us in any way. I'm totally blown away.
Okay.
We're already
Now,
being hurt. The children are being
now,
hurt. I mean, I'm talking
can I answer
about
your question?
true education. Yes, please.
Okay, for one, executive action cannot override the Constitution. An executive action
Nothing's
cannot
legal
override
right
the law.
now.
Hold on. An executive action cannot override the Constitution. An executive action cannot override a law. Number one, right beneath me is somebody that used to work for the people right now who are taking action in the state of California, where we both live. Do you know they cannot deport us? You know why? Because they don't know where we came from. They can never deport us because we came here as cargo. You and I are in no danger whatsoever from ICE agents. That's enough of this fear mongering trying to force us to side with our oppressor versus our oppressor. Now, if my
Okay.
oppressor wants to
Let me just
hold on, let me finish.
just
Let
say
me
that.
finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead. Go ahead.
My oppressor wants to fight against somebody who refused to immigrate, who refused to become an American, right? Where my people built, slaved, unalived, raped, even cannibalized in this country for them to have rights, but they come here hating the people that gave them the rights because we gave it to them and the white T man applied them. So, knowing all of that took place, and you want to try to force us to fight for people who oppress me and my brothers in Southern California every day, because him and the white T man are having a spit for spat right now. Nah, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch because I'm not in any danger of any of this that's going on.
Facts.
Okay, can I say, let me just respond to what he's saying. I think you misunderstood me, because there's no way I ever said that they were going to deport us. When I speak of us and we're going to be affected by what's going on, I'm speaking about what is taking place as he signed the executive orders. And you can say that this can't be overridden by blah, 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 but we are going through illegal times right now. Nothing that is being done, basically.
Did you know? Did you know?
So
Did you know right now? Did you know right
One
now?
sec, Joshua. She was let her finish. Let her finish.
I'm
Come on.
worried about being deported. I'm sitting back and I'm watching these people who are like snatching money, and you can't say that they haven't. Did they take money from any of us? Did they cut jobs from people who did nothing wrong? to lose their jobs? Did thousands of federal workers lose their jobs?
including veterans.
Joshua?
Can I rebuttal? Bill Clinton. No, okay. No, I'm going to answer now. Bill Clinton cut 250,000 federal jobs. Barack Hussein Obama cut 675,000 federal jobs. Point one. Point two, the Hispanic man is stopping my people right now from getting up and on our feet. That's point number two. And point number three, you totally ignored what I said because I hear what you're saying, right?
Okay. Okay.
My oppressor is fighting my oppressor right now.
Right.
We are in no danger whatsoever. Now we will be put in danger if we try to side with the Hispanic with the Hispanic oppressor over the people who are following constitutional law. Now, this is my fourth and greatest point. The constitutional court, the Supreme Court has rebutted Donald Trump several times in his first 100 days. If he was doing something illegally, the constitutional court, the Supreme Court, would step in and end anything he says or does immediately. And they have not because he's following constitutional law. So
All
you keep
right.
talking about laws that are being broken.
Can I just say something? One thing again.
Yasha,
No,
wait,
no,
wait. I got
other panel members.
yeah.
I'll
Wait,
let
wait,
my-
wait. I got a
Okay.
question. I got a question. Yeah. What do you mean?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Our oppressor is fighting our oppressor. You saying we have two oppressors? What two oppressors are you speaking of, Yasha? No, I'm just asking
Original
that.
oppressor.
Original
No,
oppressor.
I know.
Uh huh.
Original oppressor is the white T man.
Uh-huh.
Brought us over here in slave ship.
Who's the other oppressor?
BMT, right?
Who's the other oppressor?
Right. The other oppressor is the brown man that came over here illegally.
I'm a wait. I'm gonna disagree with that and say Hispanics, the brown man. You saying a Hispanic? I don't think they have that type of power to redline us to oppress us like that. No, they may be white tea adjacent or try to assimilate to white tea system. But no, I'm not gonna say
Mr. Marcus,
they're not my oppressor.
Mr.
No,
Marcus,
no,
brother,
no. I'm not gonna do
Mr.
that.
Marcus, brother.
I do.
Thank you for having me on this beautiful
Hold,
platform.
hold on, brother.
But
I'm gonna disagree with that one, and we just gonna agree to disagree because I know you're getting ready to try to explain your point, but no, it's not gonna fly for me. I'm not gonna see that one. I'm not gonna see.
And number one gift today.
All right, and got it. And I'm gonna kind of move on. I'm gonna move on and let some other people speak. I don't know if somebody else might agree with you that we have more than one oppressor over here, but come on, Tay.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with him because it's perspective and the way you're looking at it. One is on one end, the other is on the other end, and we caught between a rock and a hard place is what he's saying. So once you position yourself in the jobs, now you the person that got to say so of who gets hired and who don't, because this is a problem we facing from Northern California to Southern California. And I understand that when I bring my problems and my issues to my people have the habit of kind of trying to make everybody happy. That's how I feel about it. So that's why I feel so strongly about no. We're not getting down with them. I don't care what happens to them. It's out. We go to a job, anywhere we go, we catch hell. They not cool at all. They will get you fired. They will get you not hired, and they do this in a I don't know what word to use, but in a huge way, all together. No matter where you go, you will run into this. I got partners in Harbor City. That's right. I got partners in Harbor City. I got partners in Pasadena, Northern California, throughout the Bay Area. Same thing is happening and going on.
All right,
But
let's
when
hear
we
from. All right, come on. Let's hear from Prince, and then we'll go back to the golden share. Come on, Prince.
Hey, how you doing? Brother Marcus, I do believe the oppressor, if you was going to identify an oppressor, I believe they come in both skin complexions. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. That's a fact when it comes to knowledge of self as well as environment.
Mhm.
So from mine, when I look at policymakers and I look at influences in my neighborhood, these so-called constructs, still considering yourself to be a shade of color that was given to you by
your oppressor. I do believe, to me, these are more so the issues at hand, because when you classify yourself under the Spirit. I don't know how you align with the Spirit, with the Spirit of the Lord. He has given us an identity that makes us superior in the land. I don't want to preach, but I do teach nationality. And when you say oppressor, one of the biggest issues are people's doctrines that take you away from your true identity and keep you in this emotional state like we see right now. People pointing fingers, but at the end of the day, it's about knowing oneself and understanding self and having self-preservation. So for me, the oppressor, it comes in both skin complexions, and I don't, you know, like I said, I don't generalize people. You get what I'm saying? I understand y'all, you gentlemen. I think Tay and Joshua, y'all live out. I've visited out there, but I don't know what it's like to live out there, so I can't be, like I said, hands on to speak about something I haven't experienced. You get what I'm saying? That would be ignorant on my part.
Lux help 202 just became the 38 in the fan club.
All right. All right. Yeah, I can see what y'all saying. I understand what you're saying as far as in the workplace and how when they get certain positions in the workplace and in these different corporations and companies and they get these different job titles. I do understand that. I was speaking on a global perspective. I don't think they are not oppressors. They don't hold that type of power. Now, if we were talking like over in Africa, like China, they can be considered an oppressor. Or over here, these with the white tea people, they have an oppressive system. I'm talking about the system that's created. Hispanics didn't create this system, nor do they maintain it, nor do they
No,
hold
sir.
real power in it to redline us, to make laws against us the way others have made laws against. I was speaking on that scale. So I understand what y'all mean as far as corporate on corporate scale.
If I could respond to that,
Let me bring
Brother Marcus,
hold on one sec. Let me welcome Willie Young real quick, y'all. I got you. Willie Young, Willie Young, Willie Young going once. Willie Young, you there? Okay. I heard Willie Young. You got it. Y'all got to do something with them iPhones. I don't know. Come on back up when you're ready for us. All right. Who is it?
say something to your point. I do believe.
Hold on, brother. One first, brother, please. Marcus, if you don't mind. Brother Marcus, my bad.
Come on.
Marcus, thank you for this beautiful platform. The way you're running it, you and Ron. I mean, Ronald, y'all are doing a great job. I
Thank you.
wanted to say this. The brother Tate can verify this. Where I live, they are the lawyers, the cops, and the judges. They are the real estate agents, and they are the supervisors and the hiring managers through California. And they don't mess with us in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Period. The only way I have a job right now that I've actually been at for multiple years because I'm in the medical field, and they don't dominate. Land my plane.
All right. Thank you.
So, Brother Marcus, real quick to your point.
Okay.
I do believe you were talking about the WE. I don't want to say the complete acronym, but I do believe you understand what I'm talking about. That European gathering
Oh yeah.
has the major influence when it comes to all of our so-called, let me say, our food resources, water in some cases, and air quality. These people control the essentials of life, correct? In certain aspects, they have major influences, and they consider themselves to be corporations. So I don't believe the so-called Hispanic is in that category. What you're saying,
Right.
most certainly.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. Who we got? Golden, golden share. What you got?
So, your thing, sir, thing there says, should BLK people care? Idea that they're only deporting non-citizens is already contradicted by the fact that in the White House, Donald Trump said to a head of state, I'm going to deport all the non-citizens without due process first. And that's what he did. And I'm going for the homegrowns next. If you are confident in the U.S. justice system to decide whether BLK people are going to get fair shake and whether they're going to be part of those quote unquote homegrowns, then I got a bridge in New York to sell you. They're moving forward with this because if you've studied history, in 1939 in Germany, the first thing they did there was they started rounding people up. And the second thing they did was they started ignoring judicial orders. This administration has ignored judicial orders both in the immigration courts, in the federal courts, and at the Supreme Court already. They were ordered to turn this plane around carrying a person who was rendered. He wasn't deported. He was rendered without due process. They ignored that order flagrantly. So we're already down the road of what started in 1939 here today. And if you saw the views of those people in 1939 on BLK people, you'll see what they have in common with the people who are backing Trump today. Those people are on the far, far right. And they are headed up by a group called the Center for Immigration Studies, CIS. That group was founded by a eugenicist who believed in protecting the YT race and not allowing it to be diluted by immigrants. Today, those people play a very prominent role in the Trump administration. Nearly all of their immigration advisors come from that Center of Immigration Studies organization, founded by a literal racist. People do not know what's going on. The ground's moving faster than they can even take a foot forward on. The ground is moving quickly. People are a step behind.
Okay, thank you for that.
Marcus, can I respond to him?
Yeah, yeah. Let me say, we've survived our homes, our towns being burned out. The Rosewoods, the BLK Wall Streets, the Oklahomas, the Tulsa Oklahomas. We survived slavery. We survived the worst atrocities ever put on any race of human beings on this earth. And as far as slavery, I want to make it clear that all of us didn't come over here on boats. Most of us were already here when it happened. So as far as them turning around and trying to target us, that's not no. And I'm not saying they won't try it, but that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. We no, don't you said don't underestimate or don't having a bridge to sell me or underestimating who these people or what these people will do. Don't estimate the power of what we can do or what we survive. We are the strongest people on planet Earth. That's not gonna happen with us. We're not going nowhere. We built this country, literally, and we here. That's just what it is.
And let me add something, Marcus, if you're done.
Come on, brother.
Then Sheriff said, we need to wake up. We don't know what's happening. We know exactly what's happening. It would introduce to the nation during the election. It's called Project 25. So don't underestimate us. We know what's going on. Go ahead, Joshua.
Sure. I was supposed to go.
Oh, come on, Tay.
So basically to Golden Share, do you know what gator bait is? So what I'm trying to say is about, people keep trying to put us in fear to help them. That's not gonna happen at all. I'm not afraid at all. I'm not worried about nothing because when people have good things, like I say, when y'all got jobs, when the country's doing well, don't nobody run to us then. So it's highly disrespectful that as soon as something bad happens or some trouble, now you know who he is again. It's highly disrespectful. Don't come talking to me now. See what I'm saying? When you had all the snacks and the cookies and cakes, you wasn't thinking about me. You was gaining weight and enjoying life. Now that it's a problem, oh, let's run to the BLKs and get their help. What I look like? I'm supposed to be your mule? Nah, 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 nah. We not doing none of that. Good luck, everybody. I land.
Thank you for
TikTok
that.
Philbo got the number 2 gift today.
All right, here we go. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for that, Brother Tay. Janice, what you got, Janice?
Yes.
Come on.
Okay. This is going to be the last thing that I say, but I just wanted to say, well, Golden kind of stepped on my foot and said what I was going to say um, regarding, I'm sorry, the Supreme Court when he said that the executive orders could not, they would be overruled by it, but
You got
then
some
Golden
tapping
already
going
said it.
on. You
I
got,
have some, oh, I'm sorry, that's me. That's my crazy bud. I'm
oh,
sorry.
Thank you for tapping, but we can't.
Sorry.
yeah.
Been into one. I'm sorry. I forgot it was. Yeah. What I was saying was, you know, the Supreme Court did step in and try to turn that plane around, and he ignored him, and he did what he did. So there are a lot of things, just like the host is saying and others are saying, there are things that are taking place, and we're not unaware of. Ronald just met the biggest thing of all. This all comes from Project 2025. And this is something that we were told way back when. 21 was the first time I heard it. And we talked about it, but nobody believed it. So here we are walking through it. And now we're saying that nothing else is going to happen. But we see things being taken away and removed day by day. But I don't know. We're still not believing. There's still a bunch of us who are in disbelief. I'm really taken aback by that. I can't believe that our eyes are not open as of yet. There's so many things that could happen. And when I talk, I'm not talking about us going back into slavery, you know. I'm talking about jobs being removed. You're in the medical field, I'm in the medical field too. So we're both pretty much like at an advantage on that part. But even in there, they can remove us. They've removed others. They can do whatever they want to do because at this time, nothing is being done legally. And you can't make me step back from that. Everything that we're watching, you see them every day. They're fighting each other, they're separating from each other. Everything is illegal. And why? Because we got a felon in office. Come on, you guys. Let's keep our eyes open. Let's not pretend like these things are not true. I wouldn't speak on it if it wasn't.
All
So
right.
we don't know what's going to happen. And I land my plan again. Thank you very much. Well, thank you so much for having me up. I really appreciate you.
All right. You gone?
Hey, what's going on? Good evening.
No,
One
I
se-
ain't gone.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Sancho, where you from?
I'm from born in Los Angeles, but I live in North Carolina, but visit California 4 times out the year because I have majority of my family there.
Okay. What you got for us, Sancho?
First and foremost, I'm Mexican American.
Okay.
Right. Parents were born in Mexico, came here in the 80s. It took them 12 years to learn the language, read and write, to take the test to become American citizens. Their loyalty is to this country and this country only. And what the lady was saying, first and foremost, Trump was never convicted of a felony, so he's not a felon. And I know a lot of people feel as though he's doing wrong. And although the situation is unfortunate because it's a lot of layers to the situation, right? It's people being deported and ripped away from the family. However, we just have to accept the fact that the last 20 years, 16 years of those, Democrats have been empowered. And I feel like a lot of these people need to redirect their anger toward the Democrats because the Democrats have set up these illegal immigrants for failure, selling them a false hope, thinking that they could come here illegally without the due process. As my mother and my father, they went through the process. And it took over a decade for them to become citizens. You know what I mean? So now Democrats have made it okay to open the border, especially the Biden administration, to use them as pawns, right? For for political gain, the votes, whatever it may be. So I feel as everybody want to blame Trump for what he's doing, but at the end of the day, we got to realize he is putting American first. And when I say this is not the African community fight, it's not. Because as an American, a Mexican American who has kids by a black woman and has nephews,
races by a black woman, most of these immigrants dislike black people.
BLK.
Racists are racist toward black people.
BLK, brother. BLK.
I've been in fights.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Can I respond to something you just said?
Come on, Golden Share.
When I worked there in immigration, we get a report from the State Department. We listed out statistic for the probability of being granted these legally the right way. It's the 90s, mind you. The report said that if you were a migrant worker trying to get a job, on a farm, slaughterhouse, for beef industry, poultry plant, whatever, physical jobs, you had a 97% rejection rate. And that was after spending close to $10,000 on attorney fees. And the expected wait, and this is the kicker of the report. I will never forget reading this report. It said the expected wait, based on the number of applications and then the number of quotas, visas that are given out per country, the expected wait was 70 to 90 years. So if I were to say to you, Sancho, you got it within 10 years, I'd say you got very lucky. Because the average person that's trying to come to this country to do it the right way, basically, you have to be a professional athlete, an entertainer, a wealthy investor, a contractor for the U.S. military, someone who literally won a lottery, like a lottery. Like it's like a 1 in a million chance to win the lottery. Literally 1 in a million. Or you have a first-degree relative who's already a U.S. citizen, meaning you got a brother and he's just a legal resident with a green card, not good enough. Has to be first-degree relative of a U.S. citizen. So few people fall in that category. You can also get in if you have a genius visa, like you're a doctor or a high-tech engineer or something like that. Then you would only wait about 10 years. But if you're just the guy at the bottom who picks our food that we eat every day, we helped us get through the pandemic. There was all those shelves in those supermarkets were filled every day with poultry, produce, and everything, and that was all 50% handiwork, undocumented workers. Those people, there's no shot of getting legal.
Golden Share, I have to disagree. I know a lot of immigrants, it didn't take them 5 years to become a citizen in this country. I totally disagree. I don't know what's changed since you've worked for the immigration system, but that's definitely not true.
Oh, it's absolutely true. It's no. And I know it's true. I contacted an attorney to help somebody.
No, I know people personally. It has not taken 5 years for them to become a citizen.
Mr. Ronald, my wife is a Bantu African, so I do love my African sisters and brothers, and it took her 2 years.
I know. It's not taking no.
So,
10 and
20, 30 years. It's not.
No, bro.
Because it depends on the country that you're coming from. If you're coming from a country,
Golden, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Are you Ashkenazi?
No, I'm a Christian. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Hold on. One sec. Let me welcome.
The countries that it only takes 2 to 3 years, like you just.
One sec. Let me welcome the new Michaela Tate and their queen, Michaela. Welcome to the panel.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
All right.
Thank you for letting me on.
All right. Welcome to the panel. Where you from?
I'm from Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Midwest in the house. Okay. What you got for us?
So, talking about should we care about the police in general or the ICE situation that's going on right now?
That should we be out there marching and standing with them and fighting with them and saying, hey, fighting for their rights to stay here and fighting to get them the right to stay here and all that.
So it when I saw the title, it really intrigued me to see this because I was just reading in the scriptures in Judges chapter 1, where it's talking about how God bringing the tribe together as one. Okay, so right now what we're witnessing is a revelation from its past. Right now, what we're witnessing with ICE and the protesters and stuff like that, we're witnessing something that was bound to happen biblically. Biblically, all right. I don't feel.
But do you agree? Should BLK people care about what ICE is doing?
No, I don't think. I don't think we. I don't think we. I think as far as us reuniting with the Mexican tribes, I think that was bound to happen. As far as that goes, yes, I don't think there's nothing wrong with the fact that the Hebrews are uniting with them.
Well, what are you talking about? That the subject matter is: do you or do you not agree with what ICE is doing right?
No, I don't agree with ICE at all.
And why is that?
Because it ain't they land. It ain't the ICE land in the first place. It ain't the government land in the first place.
Okay, but you took it to the biblical standpoint. The Bible says you have to live by the law of the land. So if you came here illegally, you're not living by the law of the land.
If they're a part, the reason why I only took it there for a reason. If you would have not had cut me off and let me finish talking, there was a reason why I mentioned that before I can explain my reasons for what I think, my opinions on the matter. And so the reason why I was mentioning Judges chapter 1, which again, back to Judges chapter 1.
Ma'am, we're not going to go through the scriptures. We're on a certain subject matter. That's why I cut you off.
I understand. I'm not going to read the scriptures. I'm just explaining to you what we're seeing right now. It was bound to happen. It's happening the way it's supposed to happen.
All right. Thank you.
No,
Thank
I
you.
don't agree with ICE at all.
Mhm.
My baby's father is from Liberia. He's going through the same exact thing as the Mexicans are right now. With
Did your child's father cross over here illegally?
no, so when he first got here, his mom had to go through an interview to get him over here when he was younger. So he was here for like 10 years.
Did he overstay
But
his visa?
yes,
Okay, well
yes,
that is not according to the law. All right, thank you.
yes.
Porcelain Barbie became the first fan in the fan club.
Porcelain Barbie is here. Okay, Porcelain Barbie. Yes.
So, but now,
One
so
one
he,
sec, one sec, Michaela. Let me welcome
okay.
Lynn. Let me welcome Lynn to the panel.
Hello,
Hey, Lynn. Where you from?
I'm from Arizona.
All right,
Well, I
Arizona.
live in Arizona. Let me say that.
Arizona in the house. Welcome to the panel, Lynn. What's on your mind? What you got for us?
So I think that it's an interesting topic because my husband, who is a United States combat veteran, is actually currently detained by ICE. He came here legally from Trinidad and Tobago. He still has a legal permanent resident green card. So it's a bigger picture to if we should be caring. It's not just Mexicans who are being, picked up and facing deportations. It's Black people as well, not African
BLK.
Americans, but Black.
Say BLK, Lynn. Because we
Oh, sorry.
use that. We use that.
I'm so sorry. I don't be on TikTok a lot, so I don't know
Well,
the.
yeah, that's why I'm trying to let you know. I'm trying to let you know. Be mindful of the words
Yeah,
you
okay.
use. Be mindful of the words that you use in repetition like that because it can trigger the algorithm and it will flag us. And no profanity, and we don't talk down on other people, panel members. Not saying it's just to you because it's 130 some people, so I'm saying it to everybody and whoever might come up in the future. So, all right, you got it.
Thank you. So it's not just YT, or I'm sorry, it's not just I don't people who are crossing over.
Hispanic, yes.
Yes, okay. Um, BLK is impacted as well. So I'm definitely part of the 92% club, who I did not vote for this. I never would have voted, for this situation to happen. But it's not just them. It's not just them. And then also with the 12 countries that are on the list now, it's a lot of BLK countries. So if you're saying should AAs care or BLK?
Okay. Yeah, well, us as foundational uh, BLK Americans, should we care? Now, in your situation, it's not, I think that's more the exception than the norm. And I think Michaela mentioned something too about, I think that's more the exception than the norm. As far you said, your husband is a citizen over here.
He's a permanent resident, so he
He's
has a permanent resident green card. I came in the middle of someone talking about citizenship and so on and so forth. It's not as easy as
it,
everybody
so
thinks, and that's
so
truly
has your husband been deported already, or is he looking to get deported, or are they looking to try to deport him?
he's still currently detained here in Arizona
Oh, he's detained. Oh, okay. How long has that been?
since 2 days after the executive order, so January 22nd.
Oh,
See,
that's
can I
a
ask you a
that's a month.
question, Lynn? See, that's what I wanted to say. So my baby's father, he had his last, and then his mother just recently got his renewed for 2023. So he got a green card to 2033. However, they're still looking to detain him, even with his green card, his new green card.
So,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Um, so we never had a visa situation. He came over here as a permanent resident, through a naturalization process. Because his father had came over here originally with his stepmom, from Trinidad and Tobago. So, he came over here and he has always had an LPR since '97 when he was up for citizenship. He was deployed. My husband is a two-time, I don't even know, I know I can't say the W word. So he's a two-time W in Iraq. So he actually was in the middle of the W right after 9/11. Um, so he didn't have a chance to go to his um, to go through his naturalization process because he got deployed. You can't say stop my deployment, because I have things coming up. That's unfortunately you can't. There are a lot of immigrants who are veterans and don't have citizenship. It's not as easy as some may think that it is. Especially within the immigration circle, you have applications that sit there. You have applications that never get pushed forward. It's a lot that goes on with immigrants that are veterans.
Wow.
Marcus,
Yes. Come on, Tate.
Can I add something?
Come on.
What they're discussing isn't really a tragedy to me, right? It is an issue. It may be a bit uncomfortable, but same thing I wanted to say to Golden Shares: when other people can equal or match what my group has experienced in this country, then you can talk to me. Then you can kind of, maybe ask for some help or assistance. But what both of these young ladies can do is they can visit their men wherever they land or even relocate with them. It's just not a tragedy.
Okay, I'm sorry, Tate. I didn't ask for any assistance. I'm not sure anywhere in my explanation I was asked the question. I said it. Didn't ask for any of your assistance at all. And you're completely entitled to feel the way that you do. I was asked and I answered a question.
All right.
And with all due respect,
And
with all
also,
due respect.
and also he has a direct letter from Homeland Security with the United States seal on it, Homeland Security, that he is not even an interest or subject to deportation, and yet still here we are. So the question that is posted within the picture should be okay. People care. I wanted to get clarification. Are you just saying AAs or okay? Because my husband is
I'm talking about.
okay,
I'm talking
and
about.
and
Yeah,
I
I'm talking about citizens of this country. Us, the ones who marched, fought, and unalived for immigrants to be able to get over here in the first place.
and my husband actually then fought for those freedoms.
Wow.
I'm
Mr.
talking.
Marcus,
Uh-huh.
is the ICE a state or a federal agency?
Federal.
Yeah.
So if they're a federal agency, how do they come outside their jurisdictions and come into the states and bring forth judgment? Could you explain that to me?
What? Federal is federal supersedes.
Federal is
Federal
every.
supersedes.
So, yeah.
So if federal supersedes, then why in 1865 Kentucky, Mississippi, and Delaware rejected the so-called 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment? It's a universal thing if the feds can do what they want to do.
What do you mean by they rejected it? The Constitution is the Constitution.
Yes, sir. If it was united, if the states were united,
Any law in the land.
yes, sir. If the states were united, if you go read the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment was rejected by Delaware, Kentucky, and Mississippi.
When?
Kentucky,
When?
if I can say this real quick, Mr.
When, brother? When?
Kentucky in 1976 just passed the 13th and 14th Amendment in Kentucky, ratified it. So you can't say it's united if the district can't make the states take on their so-called, legislation.
Let me ask you this. Could the Supreme Court make a decision over those three states?
I'm sorry.
Could the Supreme Court make a decision pertaining to those three states you just mentioned?
And the Supreme Court make it. The Supreme Court is actually the laws of the land according to the United States, which is actually not universal. So they have their own.
Whoa. What do you mean not universal?
They're not universal, sir. And I'm trying to tell you.
Explain universal.
Okay, universal is this. Like I told you, there are two separate citizenships, okay? You have United States citizen. If you do a FOIA right now, Freedom of Information Act, you would find that you're not a United States citizen if you're born in the state of Kentucky. You would be a state national. It is a private.
All I can do with that, brother, is disagree. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land, and they enforce the Constitution.
Okay. Right. So, mind you, and
Now,
the Constitution is the Bill of
wait 1 sec, brother. You said the 13th and the 14th Amendment was disputed by who? Delaware?
Delaware, Mississippi, and Kentucky.
Okay,
Kentucky,
and
Mississippi. Go ahead.
when was they disputed? So that I'm trying to understand what you're saying. When was it disputed?
Yes, 1865, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me get this on there.
Okay, it was,
Let me get. So I don't like to, like you said, we're gonna bring the facts. We ain't gonna bring
yeah,
the
because you said something about 1976 being
Kentucky when they ratified it. Kentucky ratified the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment in 1976.
what do you mean ratified? Because 13th and 14th.
Firm.
Yeah, they ain't had no choice. It was all you saying before 1976 they didn't recognize the 13th and 14th Amendment? Is that what you saying?
Yes, sir. They didn't.
I find that hard to believe because the 14th Amendment is part of the Constitution, correct?
Exactly. Yes, that's what
So
I'm
you
gonna
telling
bring it up,
me?
sir. Believe me, when I've seen it, because I deal with this so-called, this de facto system in its entirety. Mind you, I'm a de jure in regards to communicating, contracting with the offer of service. But when you get to dealing with their legality and see how it's set up,
Well, wait
it's
a
not
minute,
set up
brother.
for you. I'm sorry.
the president of the United States couldn't go against the 14th Amendment. So how could one of the states could go against the 14th Amendment?
Well, the 14th Amendment is based off your naturalization, your residence at the time of birth. You can't have a so-called dual citizen because you can't be born in two separate places. So if you understood the 14th Amendment, was it really ratified? That's the bigger
The
question.
14th Amendment was granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States.
Here we go.
So
Sir.
you
I got you.
automatically have it.
You can put me on the. I'm sorry.
Hold on one sec, brother. That don't make sense. Hold on.
What's it say right here, sir?
Let me bring up Red's loss real quick. No, you can read it to us. I'm not able to see it.
On February 24th, 1865,
Hmm.
the Kentucky General Assembly refused to endorse the end of slavery in America when it voted against ratification of the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery except as a punishment for crime.
Okay.
And it says the 13th Amendment was not ratified in the state until 1976
In what state?
in Kentucky.
Okay. Let me welcome Red's loss, Cheshire. Red's loss. Welcome back.
Hey Marcus, how you doing tonight?
All right. How you doing, brother? What's what's on your mind?
Just going to clarify why he says what he says. Kentucky is a commonwealth. There were 5 commonwealths at one time, and Texas is an independent state. They have their own constitution. But Kentucky started to be forced into obeying federal laws because the federal government started taking away our road money up there.
Mm-hmm. But that doesn't denote the fact that they actually wasn't on board in 1865, right, Mr. Red?
No, sir. It just the deal is that Kentucky had its own constitution like Texas does, but they had to abide by more of the federal processes than Texas did.
Right. But what I'm saying is ultimately to answer that question, what I presented, Kentucky, as we see right here, rejected the 1865, 13, 14 to 15 amendment, and so did Mississippi, and so did Delaware.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's not united, because if you think about the way things are set up, territories such as Puerto Rico can't vote inside the so-called district because they're outside their jurisdiction, correct?
Yeah, but I've got a friend from Puerto Rico that owns land in Houston, Texas, and every presidential election he goes back to Texas so he can vote.
Okay, but he didn't vote in Puerto Rico.
Brother, this is not what the topic is about. Please address the topic.
Well, that's fine. I just wanted to point that out.
And I want to say that is not that I don't think that's true that Delaware ratified the 14th Amendment in 1976.
No, sir. No, I said Kentucky did, but I'm telling you, Delaware, Mississippi, and Kentucky all rejected the 1865 proclamations coming out of the district. That's why I'm telling you that when you get to talking about these people in this federal jurisdiction, they don't have universal jurisdiction in that regard. And that's a fact.
Okay.
One of the reasons why you do Fed and state time, you don't do your Fed and state time at the same time, correct?
True.
2 separate jurisdictions. I just showed y'all the case law for jurisdiction if you had me up on the big screen.
Okay.
Jurisdictions
All
do
right, I got
matter.
you. I see where you're coming from. Okay. All right, come on. Who we got up next? Red's lost. You just spoke your good. Come on, Janet. Janice.
I was just gonna ask you guys, can you just drop me because I don't want to knock off your algorithm, but I want to go home.
Okay. Good night, Janice.
Thanks for your participation, Janet.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
All right, we're here every night, 11 o'clock Central. All right.
Marcus,
Yes.
the exchange between you and the guy below you, Prince, or something.
Uh-huh.
Was he just arguing like law and legality and constitution and amendments?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like he was talking
That's
about.
what I'm asking. Is he speaking on our behalf or is he speaking on your behalf?
That's a very good question, Tay. What was your point of bringing up those points, Prince?
I'm speaking on the behalf of those that are actually being oppressed who understand your right when
So
somebody is
who are
using.
you saying? Who are you referring to as being oppressed? The immigrants or us?
No, the
Okay.
immigrants, ultimately, these so-called immigrants wouldn't have lawful standing in the states, correct?
Okay, because they're illegal. Okay, all right, all right.
And also, to your point right here, it tells you right here at the bottom on this, what you call the ratification of the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments, talks about there were 3 states that rejected the 13th Amendment and did not ratify it until the 20th century. Delaware, February 12, 1901, Kentucky,
Yeah,
March
yeah,
18th.
I got you on that, brother, but we was confused as to where you stand with what should we care about what ICE is doing?
Yeah, that's why I was saying I should care. Yeah, most certainly I care about what ICE is doing, because if ICE is working outside their jurisdiction,
should we
that would
support
affect everyone.
should we support the immigrants staying here? Or should we
Do I support?
them staying or leaving?
No, I don't support someone being somewhere illegally, but I also don't support someone just becoming Mr. What's that guy down in Florida that dealt with little Trayvon Martin? You can't just point yourself to become something and ultimately cause casualty. So I don't agree with people just stepping up doing what you believe to be the right
Okay,
thing just because
okay,
it's in your means to do so.
okay. So you consider yourself as far okay, let me ask you, what's your ethnicity? Just so we clear.
I'm an Israelite family.
Okay.
What you call a landlord
You did say
in
that.
this land
You did say that.
contract.
Okay, got you. So
It's become the number 42nd fan in the game.
all right, all right. So my question to you is, should we concern ourselves with what's happening with them?
So
Oh,
most simply, these are so-called agencies that affect your day to day. So I do believe you should be concerned as into what's taking place, but to get involved with such a situation, I don't believe marching would change anything in that matter. Is it something noble? I don't believe it's noble, but I do believe it has merit, being that people are, let me say, in a position to be illegally outside their jurisdiction. You can't just come in my home without my authorization.
okay, so so just so I understand where you are and what you represent. You're an Israelite. You said you're a landlord over here. As far so do you consider yourself a foundational BLK American or another ethnicity? I'm not sure.
No, sir, I'm not a foundational Black American. I have an identity. Mind you, before I, let me say, reclassify myself, you would have considered me a foundational so-called Black American in that regards. But that's not what I don't accept that identity. For one, Black is one. I dispute the word Black because it talks about you being unalive. So I would never classify my people as being unalive,
Okay.
as living men and women.
That's yeah, that's in one context. It can also mean something else in another context.
The
So
word Negro, is that what you said?
it can so it has several meanings. What I'm saying.
Right.
Well, the thing is, since you've freed yourself from being a national BLK American, what's on your birth certificate?
I don't have one. My birth certificate is the Book of Genesis.
Okay, well, I'll leave that there. Everybody has to have a birth certificate.
Marcus, how would you say that?
Take a break now. If you do not follow the live creator at this time, you may do so at any time during the live, before and or after. Also, help the live creator reach his live goals. One way is to tap that gold star bottom left of the screen. Also, please share this live throughout the live to as many people as you can so they can enjoy the content we're putting out. Also, thank you all, a couple of you that has become a fan club member tonight. We appreciate it, but it's very expensive, very inexpensive to become a fan club member, if you would. We appreciate subscriptions also and gifting. We appreciate them no matter how big or how small. Also, we thank you guys. Thank you so much for your time being with here. Thank you for the time participating on the panel and in the chat.
And most of all, but not least, thank you for helping us reach our goal of 100K likes. And please keep tapping. Thank you all. Back to you, Marcus.
All right, thank you, brother. Now I'm curious, Prince, how do you travel? I mean, with your how do you have a passport? Because you need a birth certificate is one of the main ingredients you need to obtain a passport. Do you
Right.
have
Well,
one?
I deal with affidavits of identity, Marcus, to be quite frank with you. Contract, I deal with my neighbors in the form of what you call lawfulness,
So
not legality.
so do you how
Uh,
do you travel
and again,
outside how do you travel outside the country and back into
oh, I have no aspirations on leaving the states, this
okay,
continent right now.
okay. All right. Thank you. That's all
Mm,
I was curious
uh,
about.
most certainly.
All right. We got several people requesting to come up. Let's see what let's bring Tammy up. Tammy, let's see what Tammy got on her mind. Tammy, how you doing?
How did I get up here?
Oh, you didn't request? Okay.
I I didn't think so. I
Okay,
must have hit the wrong button. Sorry.
that's okay. Keep tapping. I appreciate you. All right, who else we got? Who else we got? Got Ingenious. Dro Watt. Let's see that. Dro Watt, how you doing?
How y'all
Dro.
doing? How y'all brothers doing?
All right, where you from, bro?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles in the house. What's on your mind? What you got for us?
I wanted to ask you the Hebrew Israelite guys because this frontier, so you have no desire to leave here. You would never want to go back to Chicago. He's from here. He said this is not where he's from. Hebrew Israelites. No, he said he's an Israelite. He's from here,
Yeah, he
but he
said
doesn't recognize himself as a foundation BLK American. That's what I'm saying. So he said, I mean, he can answer.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
come on, Prince. Dro
I
Watt's
got
got
it.
a question for you. Come on.
Right. I'm not from Israel. Israel is an individual. My name is actually Israel. Israelites are the descendants of my nation of people. My people actually do reside here in the states, which you consider the states. This is actually Egypt spiritually, but I don't want to get into the scriptures. We didn't come on there with as far as the biblical understanding in that regard. But as far as location, dealing with contracting with my neighbors, I deal with my neighbors on an international level. It does not require me to have a birth certificate. I actually speak through affidavits. There's other means of communicating with what you call the so-called system that offers a service. So when I look at the services in which they are committed to in the judgments, I can pass judgment because I have to judge the matter whether this is something noble, righteous, or unrighteous when dealing with my neighbors abroad. Not just because you look like me, or not just because me and you speak the same language. You get what I'm saying?
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that's all I want to know, brother. Appreciate it.
Hey, what's your take on the topic? Should we be involved with the immigrants being deported? Should we be out there standing with them, helping them out, or what's your take on it?
I mean, you know, I look at everything. I look at the one race of people. You have two people. One race is the human race. Some people are that's how I look at the world.
Okay.
I stand with the whole world God created and I don't think nobody should the world or own the country alone.
Okay. So I'm not sure where you stand. You saying so we should stand with them, or
I think we should support the people that's here and the bad people should go wherever they go.
so
Marcus, can I?
even though they got over here, no matter how they came over here, legally or illegally.
I
Okay.
mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
Oh,
just a situation. I feel like if you follow people, you do it for sure. You do it the right way.
okay.
So you do it the right way. You sure you can do it the consequences.
All right. Thank you.
Marcus, can I address you?
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let me welcome Ingenious, and then I'm gonna come to you, Tate. Ingenious.
Hello, thank you for having me up on
Hey,
the panel. And
where
I
you
just want to say,
where you from? Where you from, Ingenious?
from here, I'm from living California.
California. Okay. All right.
Yes.
What you got for us?
This is what I'm gonna say. Okay. We need to understand what white tea supremacy has done to black and brown marginalized communities. We have to understand that it's us against them. We have to understand that 1492 up until now, 530 something years, they have systematically been creating division between our communities so that we cannot ever turn the system on itself and get back what is ours, what belongs to the black and brown community
They say
that have been subjugated
ingenious,
and oppressed for
ingenious,
so long. So
ingenious,
yes,
ingenious. Say BLK, because
BLK. Okay,
yeah,
I'm
when you
sorry.
say that too many times,
BLK.
yeah, it triggers the
Okay, I
algorithm.
apologize. So here's what I'm going to say about this. I marched with my entire movement to support Lives Matter. I marched. I know that we supported during civil rights. I know that we were the first. Mexico abolished slavery before the United States did, and we were a safe haven. We have Afro-Indigenous in our communities in Mexico, and we embrace the African American community wholeheartedly. So the fact that this is even a question, if BLK should support people that are here working their asses off, they're not going into bars or in the streets or on the corners to pick up people. They're going into people's workspaces in their uniforms. They went to an elementary graduation where the parents had to run out the back and leave their kids in there with the teachers. Like, what is happening is not humane. And let's be clear about something. Being born in America is not an accomplishment, okay? You didn't do anything that gives you some sense of entitlement. And everyone in here, not in here, anyone that's not wanting to protect these people is giving colonizer. You're a white tea supremacist colonizer supporter, and you do not stand on marginalized communities' business. You should not support this, what's happening to these people.
All
The
right.
Treaty of Hidalgo,
Thank you.
wait, I want to land my plane here.
Come
The
on.
Treaty of Hidalgo was broken. Therefore, that border does not exist.
All right.
It
Thank you
was
for that.
broken. Those people are here working.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let's welcome Better Call Sean BCS. Better Call Sean BCS.
How y'all doing?
All right. Where you from?
I'm from Texas and California, both a little bit half and half.
All
I
right.
think
Texas and California in the house. What you got for us?
just as far as the comment that the lady just made, recently, I understand your pain and things, 'cause, trauma is hard for sure. But in any scenario, when you think about just like, if I'm breaking the law, let's just say I'm driving in the car and I have my children with me, and I'm a great guy and I break the law and the police pull me over, my children are going to get taken away. I'm going to jail, and that's going to happen, right?
I want to respond to that.
One sec.
Let's be clear.
One
It's okay.
sec.
I want to respond to him.
Wait. 1 sec. I got you. You'll get a chance to respond. Cause Tay been waiting. Come on, Tay.
You said me or someone?
Yeah, you take freedom.
Yeah, for real quick for Watson Israel, just fall in line. Just stick with your people. We making a move. You know what it is. Come on over here and stick with your people. To indigenous, this I said it earlier. I don't know if you were in here, but when people are doing good, they don't come to the BLK community. When people had their jobs and they living life and they enjoying and they having their cervezas and their quinceañeras, they not worried about the BLK community. It is highly disrespectful to come to the BLK community with a problem and then get to saying what the BLK community should do. You should do this. You should do that. No. It don't work like that. See, you got to go talk to the people that's on y'all right now. The people that y'all have an issue with right now, you got to go talk to them. Don't come to us.
I think you represent the entire BLK community. So for you to say that is crazy. It's wild. And your microaggressions are giving white tea supremacy. But I'll answer the gentleman above me's question because it's us against them at the end of the day. So if you want to support white tea supremacy ideology, because let's be crystal clear, we hung from trees too. It wasn't just you guys. We support you guys all the time. Let's talk about Elijah Hadley. Let's talk about Elijah Hadley. Oh, he was pew-pewed 17 times. A month later, you had the lady that was unalived by the police officers with the boiling water, that deserved a press conference. But 20 days prior to that, Elijah Hadley didn't get any recognition at all whatsoever. An atrocity to one is an atrocity to all. I will stand with the BLK community because they are also a marginalized community like mine. And none of you will sway me from that. I just know how to identify the enemy. And sometimes the enemy comes in your own color. And I'm going to leave this panel, but all of you guys should be ashamed of yourself. We're supposed to stick together because it's us against them.
All right. Thank you for that.
I wanted her to hear me out of this.
Yeah, she wanted to go. Huh?
Marcus, can I respond to Brother Ty real quick?
Come on.
Hey, Brother Ty, I feel you, brother. And to tell me to come home, I'm already home. I've been fighting this country. My family been fighting this country since I was a baby. If you knew who I was, you would understand. But I don't have to. You know, we do action. We don't do a lot of talk.
So what I keep telling my people is the people fall in line with their people, whether they agree or not. You're not gonna go nowhere else and see. You see how they come in, they say they peace and they leave because they really believe we're supposed to listen to them. They really believe that. They don't come in here to listen. They come in here to talk and teach. That's disrespectful. Disrespectful.
Hey, can I say something right quick?
Let me welcome Monica real quick, and then I got you, Monica.
How you doing, sir?
Oh wait,
All right.
Monica, you've been up here before, right?
Yes, I've been.
Okay, let's be respectful, Monica.
Oh, you wanted to say that so bad, didn't you?
All right, come on. What you got for us, Monica?
No, I was listening because I don't know what y'all talking about.
Well, you see the topic. What do you think? Should we support ICE? Should we help the immigrants stay here? I mean, do you agree that they are illegal and they need to go? Or you think they're
I
being
don't.
treated unfairly? What you think?
Well, so that's one thing I do agree with. They do need to deport them,
Okay.
and because it is a lot of violence that's going on right now. A lot of illegals here in America. So that's one thing I do agree with. They do need to get those illegal people out of here.
All right. Thank you for that, Monica. Who was trying to who wanted to make a point? Okay, that was better call. Okay, come on.
And so, like, this was more for the lady who left, but just in general, it's a good talking point. Whenever they bring up it's them versus us, we cannot have that type of talking point. One, we do not want to incite any type of civil war because that's not good for either side, especially not ours. Let's just put in perspective. Right now, that would put us in a very bad situation. A lot of lives would be lost. A lot of our family members would be lost. On their side, yeah, we would take some too. But if you just map it out, it's going to be bad for us. Now, what we do have is unity on majority of the people who are on that side that you claim are enemies. I'm gonna give a great example because in America at the time when the what you would say population wasn't as large as it is today, there were 600,000 men who lost their lives fighting for black men. And it's not just black men, but just slavery to be abolished alone. BLK, please, sir. I apologize. BLK to be abolished alone. And so with that being said, that is so disrespectful to all the people who actually care about us. To sit there and say that, oh, it's us versus them. It's not. There's a select few people who are what you would call
race people. I don't want to say the word on here, but you get what I'm saying. It's of that kind. But that's the same as a black individual. He'll be okay. Excuse me, a BLK individual who is ghetto. Ghetto is ghetto no matter what race you are in. Ghetto is ghetto. And so we cannot sit there and say, oh, just because there are a lot of ghetto white tea people, that we cannot blame all of them. Just like we cannot expect them to blame all of us for the ghetto people that we have on our side.
BCS, are you saying, let me, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Was you basically saying it's only a few Mexicans that dislike blacks, basically? I mean, BLK, my bad. Is that what you were saying?
No. What I'm saying is they cannot look at it as a us versus them for brown people versus white tea people. If they're doing that, that's kind of very disrespectful, because it should be right people versus wrong people. Ghetto people versus white people. And at the end of the day, you have a lot of ghetto people on all sides. Ghetto Hispanics, ghetto BLK, ghetto white tea. There's ghetto people on all sides. And those people do nasty things. They say horrible things. And those are not the 1%. Those are not the top earners. Those are not those people. But they're trying to make it seem like that. Just because you see some people marching in parades and you say, oh, those must be the 1%. That's not 1%. I guarantee they're not doing that.
Can I respond? Let me say this real quick. So I'm going to keep saying this. When you got the jobs at Caltrans, you got the jobs at the BNSF Railroad, UPRR Railroad, right? You got the jobs at the water company. You got the, right? When you got these, right? You not coming to us about nothing. You don't care about how we feeding our families, and when one of us do get through there, we catch hell. I keep saying this. So when you in trouble to come running to me, I look around like, hey man, are you lost? You know who you're talking to right now, right? The person that you've been very disrespectful to, very inconsiderate of, very dismissive of. This is how you treat me. This is our the basis of our relationship. So now that you're in trouble, you run into me. I'm looking at you like you've lost your mind.
So, hey, better. Let me ask you this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I do believe it is a universal situation, but I want to ask the panel, what exactly, who's fighting with who, and who are you fighting against? Because the last time I checked, I do believe there's a Project 2025 agenda out, right? That started way before I'm 48. It started way before my generation. I know the gentleman at the top, Marcus and brother Ronald, sound like they're a little bit older than me. Could you be explicit as into who the target audience is when we get talking about fighting against who? Because I do believe these people that in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm down there in Kentucky. I believe them proud dudes, they put on the mask. Also in Cincinnati, put on the mask and reflected the so-called in policy enforcers. I do believe they all kind of dress alike. So, help me understand who the the so-called oppressor is.
Let me chime in on that if you don't mind. I'm not.
He asked me as Marcus, so hold your horses. Okay, number one, this panel is to inform our community, okay, on how we feel and hear everybody's views on how they feel. Now, nobody addressed indigenous when she was up here. She's naming all of these BLK protests and everything. And she said, oh, we were with all of these. No, they were not. I'm going to address her head on. They were not in all of these protests. They were not in the Trayvon Martin protests. We created civil rights for everybody. Everybody. So when they came here and they used the civil rights that they were able to get, we didn't get no thanks. We didn't get no support. We got the same thing that we always got for them. They, number one, sided with the YT people and went against us on every turn. So this is more or less to inform our community on how we feel and hear other views from others from our community and other communities. Okay. Facts, OG. Everything you said, facts.
All right,
Yeah,
well
I
said.
just want to touch on something real quick.
My family been revolutionaries for over 40 years. I've been also involved in it in the last. I'm 48 also, brother. I've been doing it since I was 18 years old, and yeah, we've never done anything as a combined community with the Latinos. And that's just being honest. I mean, we have our fight and they have their fight. But at the end of the day, you when they get like this, I mean, I just tell all our people, stay from outside, get out the way, let them people deal with them people. You know what I'm saying? Just stay out the way.
But ain't y'all dealing with the same oppressor?
Yeah, but our fight is not their fight. You laugh if you want to, brother. I mean, if you want to learn.
I'm like, wow, bro. I'm just saying it's not your
my
fight.
number, brother, and we can talk different. Listen to what I said, bro.
Go ahead, Phil.
You like to be very, technical with how you speak. There's a lot of different fights going on in this country.
Yes, sir.
Everybody has the same oppression, but every fight is different, brother. These people are fighting to stay here when they shouldn't be here. That's not our fight. Our fight is this is our place. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be dictating how we live.
Got you. So in 1836, fam, because I'm gonna be honest with you when we come to facts. 1836, Texas was actually Mexico. You do know that, right?
Prince, we not doing none of that. Prince, we not doing none of that, bro. They gonna have to. They gotta go talk to them about that. Don't bring that to us. They love bringing that to us.
Family, I'm having a conversation with my man. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no confusion. I'm asking my man because we gonna be honest about facts.
Okay, well, we're gonna be.
You do know 1836, right? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, in 1836, they actually took Texas from those people supposedly that are asking to stay. So what I would say is, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. I said, go ahead.
So what I'm saying, do they have a right to be at home? Because when I go down to Dallas, I go down to Houston. You know what I'm saying? I've been to Mexico once. You know what I'm saying? Down in what was that? Hell, I forgot what was Cancun. When I look at Texas, it resembles more so the Mexican population as opposed to us in some cases. You feel me?
Mhm.
So what I'm asking is, do you think it's, because me personally, I'm just saying, do you think it's right that since 1836 somebody's been occupying something that these people naturally had to themselves prior to so-called colonization?
I'm going to disagree with that, brother.
Right? Why aren't you back in
What
that?
you say, Ron? What you say, Ron?
Wasn't right.
Say it again, Ron. I can't hear you.
Slavery wasn't right.
Oh, no doubt.
So
No
why
doubt.
aren't you backing that up?
Why ain't I backing up? Why ain't I backing it up?
Yeah.
Oh, I did something about it.
What did you do about it? You became an Israelite.
No, I didn't become. I was already one. I reclassified.
No, you ran away from it, brother. Be real.
I ran away.
Yes.
I didn't let them classify me under their so-called construct. So when I woke up, I addressed them heads on.
Well, when I woke up, I conjoined with my BLK brothers and fought from there. I didn't run and say I'm an Israelite or anything like that.
Right, but the difference between me, brother Ron, when you go on there, we deal with the international community. See, I can put them on that Jesus LeBuck boat and send them on back to Europe lawfully with our army. Mind you, that we have a contract with. So it's a difference between me with wordplay as opposed to actions. You get what I'm saying?
No, it's just wordplay, brother. You a BLK American.
Okay. If that's how you feel, brother, but I tell you right now, if you go on my page, you will see Mr. King Charles talking about the Antichrist, who this individual is. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Antichrist is the father of the Israelites, which is what you call lawfully in all lands. We have no limitations with the spirit. So we speak a different language, sir.
All right. Let me welcome Exion Liberation. All right, Exion Liberation. Did I say it right? I don't want to mess it up. All right.
Chicano Liberation.
Chicano Liberation. Okay, where you from? Where you from?
I'm from
California. Okay, what you got for us?
born in Los Angeles. Grew up in Southern California. My family hopped around from Los Angeles to Bakersfield. To a lot of these little Southern California. And what I'm hearing is they don't care. They have the same oppressor. And I grew up fighting with blacks.
And fighting against blacks. I mean, if we don't speak truth, speak truth.
Okay, we can speak truth.
I see you got tattoos on you.
Don't interrupt him, bro. Let him speak his mind, please.
So interesting. When I was there, like there were black folk there.
Use
There were
BLK,
black
sir.
folk there.
BLK, please.
No, I'm not. Oh, okay. You see, so I'm sorry, I didn't know that it was wrong.
Speak lingo.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead. I'm not here to fight with you. I'm here to, just offer my apologies if my people upset you. We been there in the beginning. Soprano, we are indigenous. So even in Guatemala, Florida, slave trade, we were there. Through different names, we were all there. Like there's a dance in my community. I'm a Mexica, and what Mexica is, that's Mexico. So it was an indigenous movement that the slaves helped us to feel that independence. Right. So if you guys don't want to fight with us, that's okay. But we are indígena, and they have not erased us. They will never erase us. We don't need your help. What I'm here for is what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Marcus and Ron, thanks for having me up. Thank Ron and Marcus. Hey, I
All right,
appreciate y'all.
hey, appreciate
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
All right, you finna get out of here, Tate?
I'm out of here, bro.
All right, we're here every night, 11 o'clock, man. Glad to have you up, my brother. All right. Chicano, no, we don't use profanity up here. Come on, Mr. Dante is back. Mr. Dante, come on. Dante?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Came back a while ago, and we're just hanging down in the. I still stand on the fact that we may be looking at smaller fights that are going on, and we're trying to let the bigger fights win by letting us fight amongst ourselves. Minorities, we are minorities at this point in time. And the bigger fear in our current situation is the fact that by numbers, it looks like eventually the minorities are going to outnumber the so-called majority, which I don't want to even use the term oppressor, because at the end of the day, if we do right by ourselves, we are all going to win, because we live in a country where everybody has an opportunity to win, period. So instead of us thinking of us versus them, we're going to help or we're not going to help. Let's just see how we continue to work to help to make sure that the system works for what it was set to do. By what I mean, the processes, due process, and all those things that need to be followed to make sure that, whatever one does, if you're a criminal, there is a thing of what do you call it? You are assumed innocent until proven guilty. Habeas corpus. All those things that need to be upheld that are being, threatened to be torn down, which may lead to us as a people being powerless. Those are the things we need to be fighting for, and that is fight that we can only fight together. We cannot fight by starting to splinter between us versus them in any way. It is their fight, yes, but we have to care. And I'm going to stand by that. I land my plane.
All right, thank you for that, Adante. And I can understand where you're coming from, and understand it with caring, but I have to point out when it comes to Hispanics, a lot of times it's not us who left them, it's us who fought for people to be able to come over here. And when they got over here, they left us. We didn't leave them, they left us. So now that things are not going the way they wanted to go, they expect and support once again. Fool me once. I mean, that's kind of where we at with it. That's it's one of those situations.
Right.
Um, but
Marcus. So, so you wouldn't know who to fight with.
sure,
Because there's an Indian issue going on. Indigenous American, they are Indigenous American. There's a Hispanic situation going on. They're Hispanic. But when there's a BLK situation going on, they always tell us what they did for us in the past. There's nothing in history proving where they stood by us, supported us in the past. And you've seen all these water holes knocking people over, dogs going out there biting people, people being strung up, babies being unalive. Where were they? They existed, but where were they? So I want to see the support that they say they stood behind us and gave us. It's non-existent. Can I say something?
let me welcome Venison. Where you from?
Me, I'm from Oregon.
All right, Oregon. And the DJ and
Yeah, how you doing?
where you from, brother?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh in the house. Okay.
Illis.
All right.
That's right.
We're gonna go to Venison, and then we're gonna let and DJ you just say, come on.
So you, yeah, we all had our struggles. So find it sad, you know. A lot of us did struggle or fell victim to decision. But when you asked where we were, I feel like Mexico and a lot of my ancestors were battling their own battles. And I mean, we fought 4 wars in the 19th century, 4 to 5, I think. It was a tough time. So my ancestors were busy, man. And when you ask if Black people care about, don't think that. I think it comes with a lot of shame to try to obligate someone to or beg someone for help. So no, I'm not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't care about. That's up for y'all to decide. I'm glad we have people like Dante who are very sort of empathetic and care a lot about people who have, the same oppressors. But are you guys obligated? You guys, good you guys care? It's up for y'all to decide, man. I don't feel like
Is
a
that
Mexican should be
are you Hispanic?
right. Yeah,
Okay. All right, I got you. Let me
yeah.
welcome thank you for that input. Let me welcome DJ.
Yeah, I feel like I actually I do kind of feel bad about the situation. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I don't care because just care about people in general, and I see what they're going through. I actually lived in LA before for about a year. From what I heard about LA and what I've seen in LA is that a lot of Hispanics really do not like Black people. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth down in LA. There's the gangs. They hate Black people.
BLK, brother.
The
BLK.
city council down there. They're like they got like 12 of them on the city council, and they're all Hispanics. And they make jokes about Black people.
BLK, brother, brother. Wait,
Bro.
wait, brother.
BLK.
BLK, brother. BLK. We got to say BLK because you using it too many times. You're gonna trigger the algorithm. We don't want to get flagged. You can speak, you can unmute yourself, but you got to say BLK. Be mindful of your speech.
Okay, my bad. You know, I didn't know. Okay, yeah. But I do have some compassion. Like no matter how much hate that BLK people get, I feel like I still care because I'm not the kind of person that's just not gonna care because they don't care. You know what I mean? You're like I'm just a compassionate person, and I understand what they're going through, and I know. When I was there, my question was like, I was like, we were outnumbered. I was looking around, and I just seemed like it was just a lot. Like I was like, how did so many people get over here? From like, how are we so outnumbered down there? But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't really quite know how I feel because a lot of them are saying, "Hey, y'all come help us, come be with us, and join us in this fight." And I don't know, and I kind of feel like the law is the law. And I feel like if you did come over here illegally, then just go and get it taken care of, or try to get the citizenship and get it straight. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. I mean, we can't go to nobody else's country and do that. That's just how I feel.
Thank you for that. Let me
Yeah.
welcome MBV. MBVs only. NBV.
Hello.
How you doing? All right. Where you from, MBV? I can't
You
even.
need to speak up a little, please.
Can you hear me now?
No,
Barely.
barely. Yeah. How old are you, MBV?
Yeah, probably.
Nah, you come on back up. You sound like you're a little underage. I can't hide that. We'll get flagged. We'll get flagged. All right. Who is up next? Kenty J. Kenty J. Kenty J.
How you doing?
All right. All right. Where you from?
I'm from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee in the house. Midwest. All right. What you got for it?
I think that black people shouldn't care because
BLT, brother. BL.
okay.
Yeah.
My fault. If they truly cared, they wouldn't have voted that way. Because we told them all this. We told them what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. And Trump ran on this. It was his biggest thing. And they still voted that way. So that's on them. They got to deal. And another thing, too. Fight is equal. We had to be recognized as humans. They're fighting not to go home. It's a difference.
All right. Thank you for that. Good point. Dante. Oh, wait. We
Yeah.
heard from, okay, Reds. I'm sorry. I'll come back to you, Dante. Reds lost. Haven't spoken in a while.
The Eagles can't vote, and the community can vote. That's my point.
Reds lost.
Marcus, y'all can drop me down. I just been waiting for y'all to get a chance to get a break.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Who we had up next then?
Well, you got me, Marcus. I can take my last break here.
Come on, brother.
Okay. Thank you all. And in your most valuable time here, we really appreciate it. Thank you for putting us obtain our live goal. If you do not follow the live creator this time, you may do so at any time during, before, or after the live. So since we knocked one out of the way, let's knock some more goals out of the way. One way you can help creating attain his live goals, that goals start at the bottom left of the screen. Also, share this live with as many people as you can during the live. We definitely appreciate that. You can become a fan club member of this live. Very inexpensive. Also, you can subscribe to the live creator. We'd appreciate that also. So appreciate it regardless of size. Also, we're here every night
at 11 p.m. Central. So we want some of you beautiful people to just drop through and say something, like a little bit, whatever have you. Back to you, Marcus.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, yeah. Who we got up next? Let's see what we got coming up. We got Mr. McBride in the house. Mr. McBride. This is one of our special guests, special supporters. Welcome back, Mr. McBride.
Good evening, guys. Good evening.
As always,
How you
much
doing,
love.
Mr. McBride?
Much love.
How
Much
are
love.
you?
What you got?
So I've been listening, and so I'm going to hit it from a different angle. So I know a little bit of, there was history between, Mexico and BLK, especially the Slavs. So when the whole Juneteenth thing happened, you had a lot of Slavs who left and migrated south. And I know what I know from history is that the Mexican army would not let anyone cross the border trying to retrieve any of those people that crossed the border. And there is a town in northern Mexico that is inhabited by um, Mexican and Slav, descendants. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot of history in terms of what they've done recently. Here in Denver, we have a history with our brown people. Um, they have fought with us here in Denver. In the civil rights movement, the Brown Berets groups. So I can't I don't know about around the country. I just know about here. So the dynamic is a little bit different here in the city of Denver.
How are those people treated in Mexico right now? You know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about Guerrero, you're talking about Oaxaca. I know about all that. How's
There's a town in northern Mexico where they're thriving. Not in Oaxaca or those towns. Those are towns that aren't. This town is in northern Mexico and it seems to be thriving. So that's what I know.
Other Mexicans.
Are they what?
How are they treated by other Mexicans?
There's no. Is it fair? It's fair as far as I know.
You see, we are starting to go into history, and that is a whole different topic. And Mr. McBride, I'm glad you brought this up because this is not just Mexico, right? Brazil was originally inhabited by BLK until the Portuguese came. Chile, Guatemala, all those countries had BLKs there prior to the brown people, who were majority mixed by either the Spaniards or the Portuguese and all those things. Yes, it is true that all of those have been pushed out into the mountains and the odd areas of their countries, but they are still there. There are still communities of totally BLK people in all of those Latin American countries. For anybody who has traveled,
it's a BLK.
yes, for anybody who has traveled wide enough and has read up on those things, you know that we have our brothers and sisters in some of these countries. Just that they have been pushed out. Yes, it is injustice to them in those areas. But what happened? The world is a small place. So infighting is not going to help any individual community because one way or another, we are all interconnected. Apart from those from the Caucasus Mountains, they are the only ones that are, to an extent, different lineage-wise from us. So if we cannot,
a lot of these people perpetuate the same.
Najibam has became the 45th fan member in the fan club.
Yeah. So once again, Mr. McBride, I'm glad you brought this up. This is something that maybe we'll take up on a different day to talk more about because it's very good that we know that one, America is not the only country in the world. And two, BLKs are not only in America; they are in a lot of places. And when we start in a lot of countries, and when we start thinking about fighting with other people, they might be your cousin, grandparents, or whatever it is, relative. Just that they were born or grew up in a different area.
But they have the same struggles in those same areas. It's still the same thing.
They
Colonization, the way the system is set up, the way the people with dark skin are treated, it's the exact same thing. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about what I want to talk about. Okay? Right. And it's okay for us to agree to disagree. I'm just giving my point and what I think. And it's okay. I have not denied anything that you said. All I'm saying is that this is something that we have to pay attention to. Because whether we like it or not, yes, there are struggles in all of those places. But it is our country, America, that does throw itself out there to the whole world as this land of the free, home of the brave, land of the free, and that everybody is welcome, and that everybody can come here and make it. That is how we sell ourselves out there. So everybody wants to come in. It is not that if all of those countries were able to sell themselves like America does, trust me, people will not worry about coming here. But the struggle is out there. And people are actually struggling because of a lot of just inability to do right by their own people. I mean, leadership wise. Because of that, America is one of those countries that sells itself out there. And that is what draws people. So if people are coming, the country has put systems in place to bring people in because the country knows America needs more people to keep the country running.
To do with the way that black people are treated in these countries.
BLK, brother. BLK.
I think you should look up, the history of them in Mexico, because I don't think there are any kind of racist issue with that.
Mexico?
Yeah, with the
I'm saying, Mr. McBride, I'm actually looking for a post that shows where we fled. I think you were talking about what happened down in Houston. We fled into Mexico. Mexico actually opened up their borders to so-called BOK people. I'm looking for my post. It's in our history. Mexico opened up their borders at one point in time when we were fleeing, I think, from the so-called colonizer. And I do believe, Mr. McBride, you're talking about the what'd you say this about that?
Yeah, they did. I can't remember when it was, but they helped us. They helped us several times. What did they first get credit for? Mexican leaders.
Yeah, they I'm telling you, it's not that kind of relationship, man. Mind you, everybody got beef. But it's a different kind of beef when you're talking about someone that's actually put together a depopulation agenda, openly spoken to the world, and put it in what you call to an effect. I don't believe just because the so-called Mexicans, at times we mind you, we don't agree. We may have to think, issues with one another. But as far as on a global level, trying to eradicate you from your existence, G side, I'm a part of G side. For me and my family, as far as dealing with these so-called people from the East Coast. So I don't know, in regard to, you want to point out, just make this is about a Mexico. I see what's going on in LA, quite honestly, but I do believe LA is being uplifted, as far as being unraveled based off the so-called European federal jurisdiction coming into LA without the governor's permission and causing division.
All right. All right. Thank you, brother. Let me welcome Najima. Najima.
Hi, how y'all doing on the panel?
All right. How you doing, Najima? Where you from?
I'm from New Orleans.
New Orleans in the house. What you got
Yeah,
for?
I was reading this saying, should black people care about ICE? No, I don't think we should care about ICE. I think we should mind our business and sit back and let Jesus fix it for them. Because when it come down to us and our problem and our struggle, everybody sit back. They make up a million excuses why they're not helping us or why this is why we're being treated that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way Trump is handling it as far as like the graduation situation and separating kids from their parents and stuff like that. I think he should be more tactful and mindful of how he's doing it. But I can't just go to another country and just fly there and don't leave. You know what I'm saying? I just can't go, to Mexico and just go in there. And I know a lot of people when you say Hispanic people, a lot of people think it's Mexico. There's a lot of people that came from the border, like through the Mexican border from Guatemala, Venezuela.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of foreigners, but I'm just saying, like, just do it the right way, you know. And a lot of these Hispanic people came here, and you know they work. I will say that, but they turn their nose up on blacks. You know what I'm saying? Like they forgot what
BLK, please.
I mean, on BLK. I'm sorry, they turn their nose up on BLK. So you know, a lot of them portrayed it was European, thinking it was European. They got comfortable, and you know, sometimes you gotta be reminded where you come from. I think that's the thing. You know, a lot of them got relaxed, and you know, and they got too relaxed, and here come Trump. You know,
All
he
right.
rallied them up. So
All right. Thank you for that, Najamal. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of them are actually Spanish. Like they have the colonizer blood, and they acknowledge that too. Like we keep forgetting that part. We just act like they all just brown and proud. No, that's not the case.
Well, I want to clarify something because a few Hispanic people down in the chat and a couple on the panel said it. We are not spreading hate for brown people or Hispanic people. We're not saying we don't care about them. The only message we're putting out there is we're going to support our people because our people don't get the support from other people. We care. Black people is DLK people is the most caring people, in my opinion, in the world. We care about what happened to you guys, but we don't hate not one of you.
no, I mean, let me just say this. I'm sorry if anybody got offended. I apologize.
No, dear, I wasn't talking about you. I apologize if you thought so.
No, I'm apologizing to anybody in the comment. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying like you said, to piggyback off what you said, a lot of time when we go through a lot of struggle, we have to walk, you know what I'm saying, the civil rights movement, you know, we had to walk by ourselves through recent things that we went through as an as a group of people. We had to, you know, walk ourselves, you know, protest ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we just should pray for them and I don't wish nobody ill feelings or no, you know, nothing bad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying everybody Hispanic or everybody illegal is Hispanic or nothing like that. I'm just saying that I think this is a situation where we gotta like kind of like stand back and let them figure it out, you know? Because
A lot of them were against us during the civil rights movement too.
Huh?
A lot of them were against us during the civil rights movement too. People leave out that part of the civil rights movement. It's a whole big movement that aligned with Trump. They fought to be classified as that.
Well, I don't know Marcus Banks too well to really get jiggy on this panel. But I really want to say some other stuff. But you know, out of respect, I don't know him, so I don't know if he kind of loose or he kind of strict, or you know what I'm saying.
Okay, let me break it down for you. We don't use profanity. We don't condescend. We say we are mindful of what we say and how we say it, and we say it in a respectful manner.
Mhm. One thing I want to just throw out there, just something to think about, right?
Uh-huh.
Do we also think of the fact that with what is happening right now, and us saying when we were fighting for certain things during protests and things like that, did not support us. Can it also be because of their status, them knowing that if they got out there and hands were laid on them, they will be sent back? That is why they did not come out in numbers to support us.
Well, they used to make furniture out of black people. They used to make shoes out of like, come on. What are you talking about?
Well, all of them not illegal. So the one that legal didn't support. So what about them?
Yeah. I'm not saying all of them are. I'm not saying all of them are. I'm just saying.
I'm saying the legal ones didn't come out.
With what is going on now is not going against those that are legal. It is going about those that are illegal, right? And we are saying that the fight for them is not worth it because they did not come out and support us when we were going through issues. And that is where I'm saying, okay, so if it is about the illegals, not support for the
Well, I'm not going to. I don't know about you. A
Yeah.
date, please.
Yes. And that, yeah.
LaMarcus.
Come on.
And I,
So,
I,
come on, Drew. Come
okay.
on.
I have a lot of revolutionaries all over the state of California that are incarcerated. Do you know when we're incarcerated? Do you know who the number one people that are against us in prisons?
Come on now.
Latino people.
Come on now.
And they click up.
Let me finish. That's what I wanted to say to the Latino dude that came up here. That's why I told him, you fought with us more than anybody also. And I'm talking about, I'm not talking about just because in the prison system market, you have the Pisces, you have the Southsiders. The Pisces are the illegal ones. Southsiders are the ones that's born here. Our enemies are both. And you can just see 3 weeks ago, they just poked up a brother that's a rapper that ain't a part of no gang in California.
Tory Lanez,
They
yeah.
just poked that man 14 times.
Yeah.
They got nothing happened because of this shit.
Right. That's
Hey, brother Marcus.
that's the prison system, so that's a different thing. Wait, can I finish, brother Marcus? I've been waiting my turn polite. Every race is clicked up like
Prison is a reflection of the streets. That's just what it is.
Can I finish my point?
Come on, let him finish, y'all. Come on. Come on,
Okay.
Rock.
I haven't interrupted anybody. If we're like that in prison, why would I get out on the streets to help you? And when I'm on the streets helping you, your people are unaliving my people in the prison. That make us look like fools. It doesn't make any sense.
You work for the first immigrant, and he's been unaliving you with your sugar, your iron, everything else you can think of. But you have to still go work for him. You pay taxes. He called you out your name. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot to go around. But I'm looking at right now how the Mexicans took refuge when we were supposedly being, when slavery, so-called 1800s, Mexico opened up their borders to so-called blacks. That's what it says right here. 1837, Mexico actually did away with slavery before the United States.
That's 2025. You keep talking about the 1800s.
Well, what I'm gonna say is though, fam, it's easy to point fingers, but I don't generalize people based on skin complexions, based on so-called social status. Fam. What I'm saying is, as a collective whole, I do believe the Mexicans have, in times past, basically been refuge for the so-called black BLK man. If you want to be
brother Prince,
and I guarantee you, we reciprocated that to them too.
Yes, ma'am. That's our natural state.
10 times. Because guess what? If it wasn't for us getting our citizenship, none of the minorities wouldn't have the citizenship. So a lot of stuff that these people enjoyed, guess what? Not we, but our ancestors fought hard, sweat, tears, and was unalive for their freedom and our freedom, and for them to come here, you know what I'm saying, and then want to turn their nose up on us, and y'all piggybacking off of my ancestors.
Well, if you think about it, though, Vince, if you think about that mentality,
we don't have a slur for them ever in every single language in every country. Where, like, come on, what are you talking about? They have a slur for us in every single language.
Right, but what do we do with 9/11? We did the same thing in 9/11. People walk around classified as so-called Muslim counterparts based on propaganda. So let's not act like as though people don't.
Nobody didn't do that.
Brother Prince,
That was us.
Keep it real with you, fam.
Brother Prince, you confusing me, brother. 1 minute you say you not with us, and now you saying what did they do with us in 9/11?
Now, Brody, what I'm saying is, fam. What I'm saying is, when I was under that color construct, when I understood what was going, I didn't understand what was going on. People use certain things to put cables and, let me say, get emotional reactions out of people and falsely label people. So the same thing the so-called Mexicans do when they entertain. Let me say this.
Let it finish. Let me hear him. Let me hear him.
When they so-called label us, bruh, people put a stigma on us when they come to the States. They classify us, mind you, they tell our African neighbors, you know what I'm saying, they give us these false stigmas about how we supposedly lazy, we this, that, and other. Who's that coming from? That's not coming from us.
Okay, and let me ask you, Prince, who feed into that stigma?
Yeah, they actually feed into it.
Okay,
I
then
most certainly say they do.
that's my point right there.
Yes.
Uphold it.
So
Right on. The colonizers introduced it, upheld it, and kept it going.
I agree with that.
That's on them.
Right.
all right. All right. All
Let
right.
me, let me just let you know, I'm not saying this to brag, but I've been out the country several times. And those people don't look at you as if you're BLK or YT or brown, green, or yellow. They ask you if you're American or what's your religion. Some country you go, they divided by religion. Some country you go to, they divided by tribes or if you're your ethnicity or something like that. Only America come with this BLK, YT, Brown, and all that. They're the only one with that BS. No other country really. I mean, they really don't do it. Like they really don't.
They got it.
But you know why? You know why?
Yes,
because that is how we can get control. It is divide and rule.
Yes,
There is difference in between
other countries. See you as BLK. Have been to many.
Well,
Native language, they're not gonna tell you to your face.
Yes,
but you're not gonna go to Jamaica and call somebody a BLK, man.
The world is based on
Jamaica is a
two
BLK
things.
country. That's just
The world is based on two things: black or BLK and YT. Period. Y'all can think what y'all want to think. That's what the world comes down to.
I don't
What
think
color
so.
your skin is.
and
I don't think
forget,
so.
Christopher Columbus
I don't
was
think
Spanish
so.
and Italian. Don't ever forget that. People get it twisted. But Christopher Columbus was a Spanish man that had Italian ancestry. Like, come on, fool. By way of the British. If you don't talk about it, really talk about it, bro.
Yeah, he discovered that.
He was already
here.
He was already over here.
Well,
I ain't never said I was from Africa.
I know I'm not.
no, I'm not.
You know, these Israelites, we been over here in this land. So, you know.
Oh, who said they're from Africa? Everybody not from Africa. They want
No,
you to
ma'am.
think
There was a gentleman up here earlier, not long ago, called himself an Israelite, had the name Israel spelled wrong, and was saying that he was from the so-called slave, you know, the so-called transatlantic slave trade. You feel me? So, you know, it's unfortunate that these people don't read the scriptures as in regards to what it's supposed to be. But irregardless, all I'm trying to say is embrace people and treat people the way, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you mandated to be treated. But don't generalize folk. That's a form of ignorance if you ask me.
Friends, all of these stuff is coming up. Hebrew Israelites and this and that. They are all social constructs that are being brought up that help one person look at the other and say, I am better than you because I have this knowledge and you do not. I am better than you because I am this color and you are not. I am better than you because I am of this class and you are not. And all those do is just tear us apart to where those who want to be able to control us, rule us, will continue to do that.
Right. I can agree to that to an extent.
We have.
I can agree to you with the extent, brother.
Human race.
I can agree to you with that, but brother Dante, I will tell you, when I align with the spirit, there's a certain moral ground that I have that can go universal, regardless whether or not we speak the same language. But it's your attributes that bring us together, your actions, not your so-called identity in some cases, or your skin complexion. You get what I'm saying?
That is what it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir. But also,
because we are all spiritual beings.
No, not
we like it or not.
Not everybody has substance, brother Dante.
No. Everybody's a spiritual being. Your level of spirituality is different. But every human being is a spiritual being.
Oh,
You
okay.
cannot deny that because you know you. You do not know the next person. Every human being is a spiritual being. Your level of spirituality, your level of understanding, your level of discernment in the spirit is what is different. So there is resistance, a level of resistance in every human being that opens you up or closes you out from the spirit. And some are stronger than others. It's just what we are different. It's diversity, and we've got to accept that. If we do not accept that, we're going to continue to be gullible to those who want to divide us, and they're going to continue to win every day.
Where you from? What is Daddy?
And that day, so I was born in Ghana, grew up in 3 countries in Africa, I've been in the US for 25 years.
Oh, okay. You come over here thinking you know what you're talking about. Shut up.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute.
We always have to pick.
Wait a minute. Let's be respectful. Okay, well, he might not know that was a joke, and he might not think it was from.
Yeah, no. I'm good. Too. Good. I'm good. I'm good, man.
I thought he really was from Haiti. That's why I said that. I thought he was
No,
from
I'm
Haiti.
not.
I apologize for yeah.
You're good. No, you don't have to, man. We are all, we just having privileged conversations here. We should be able to be open to accept criticism where they come from and learn from it. That's all. I'm good.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get out of here. And this is all due respect, brother Dante. You just got here pretty much, and our fight is not your fight either. And for you to say what we should do and how we should deal with it, I don't think that's fair. That's like me going to Africa, staying there for 20 years, and telling y'all how to deal with the Chinese people coming over there and buying up all of Africa. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like when we go through in America, as black people, like BLK America,
Listen to yourself.
I'll listen to you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
'Cause I know y'all also think y'all smarter than everybody too. So you got to listen sometimes. I'm just speaking how I feel. Am I allowed to do that, brother?
Go ahead. Sorry.
My family been unalive in this country my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
My family are Black Panthers. I'm a Black Panther. So I'm allowed to speak what I feel. You ain't fought here like my family have. And you haven't been through what we've been through, brother. So I'm going to humbly leave here. But I just feel like if people ain't been here and they don't know what's going on here, they shouldn't be telling people that's been here how to react to what's going on.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Brother Marcus. I appreciate you, brother, and I gave you a follow.
Hey,
All right.
Before you go real quick, thank you very much. And I'm glad, you point out to me who I am and what I can do and what I can't. I respect that. But I'll tell you again that as a BLK to a BLK person, these are the things that keep tearing us apart. Because I am here working with you. We're just talking and learning from each other. And you're telling me I cannot even fight with you where things are concerned. That's what you're telling me. So if I see you being knocked out tomorrow, you are telling me I cannot help you. And that is not okay.
Okay, brother, that's your opinion.
No, that is what you just said.
I'm not.
That's what you just said. That's fine.
Okay, I'm not recounting that statement, brother. All
That
I'm
is
saying
fine.
is the fight that my people have been having here my whole life. You wasn't here helping us. I've been to Africa, and they're not very fond of us over there either. I'm going to tell the truth.
So wherever they're not fond of you, it's because you go there and you turn your nose up on people, just like you're doing to me right now.
I'm finna go.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, brother Joe Watts. Let's.
God bless you, man.
Hey, come on back.
He's some as your friend. I want to talk to you. Hello?
Yeah, he left.
Go ahead.
He left.
Yeah, but me.
Let me welcome RJ.
Everybody can pass their opinion. Nothing wrong with passing your opinion.
Let me
Everybody
welcome.
entitled to
Let
their
me
opinion.
let me welcome. Let me welcome RJ real quick. RJ.
Thank you.
All right. Where you from, RJ?
I'm from Haiti.
All right. All right. What you got for us? What you got for us,
Well,
RJ?
I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you for
everything you guys are talking about. That's very nice, and I learned a lot from everything you guys say. First and foremost, I've been here going to 27 years. I'm a former police officer, and I'm a business owner, and uh, I'm an author. I do a lot, as a immigrant. So I don't know how many like me over here, but I do have like 71 people working for me. They are like American. They are like American, and I have a non-profit organization. Also, I have millions people, and I have business to grow. I do a lot, so uh, and I'm proud to be like a Haitian. I'm here in this country doing all those things. You know, so
RJ, how do you feel about the topic?
yeah, well, I do. Has a as a former police officer, I do agree with the deportation only for people who's already convicted. For people who's already convicted, yes,
You
and
got
those
some
people
you got
they do
some
their crime.
background. Hey RJ, you got some background. Who's that with the background noise? Oh, that's a Dante. Okay. He's driving. Okay, come on, RJ. You can unmute.
No, because you can't be on here.
I mean, he's playing with his GPS or something. Uh or watching TV. He watching TV or something.
Marcus, let me say one thing.
Come on, Mr. McBride.
For those of us who don't understand, and there was for people here during the civil rights movement, and as far as I know, if you were seen in the street in the South, um, the mob wasn't going to stop and say, "Oh, he's African, he's not African American. We can't or beat him." The same thing would have happened to them too. That's number one. And to address, someone said that the Mexican people did not fight with us in the civil rights movement. It's not true. Also, we had a group called the Brown Berets on the Panthers in the 60s, right alongside of us.
I said they also fought against us.
It's just about knowing your history, bro.
Can't forget that part though. Also fought against us.
I'm not.
MDVs only have reached gifter level 16.
I'm not disagreeing with some of that aspect of the truth. I do know is I had to research it myself because I felt like you a lot until I started to learn the history of what we were about in this country when we were born.
It says right here, McBride, some Mexican laborers working in Texas helped enslaved people escape south, acting as guides, which caused distrust amongst enslavers in 1837.
But listen to this.
Wow.
Listen to this. If I could speak, all that's old things. We talk about 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like when a marriage start off, it might be good. Somewhere down the line, it's bad. I mean, like that's back then. It's a new era and a new time. Like Janet Jackson said, what have they done for us lately? I mean, like what have they shown good relation lately? Like like I understand that. Somewhere down the line, European probably was nice to blacks too. I don't know. But I'm just saying, what have they done for us lately that will make us in now time get up and march with them and protest against ICE? That's the problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? What?
Because you would have a common enemy and you can recognize what the true intent is of those that are parading through the land as opposed to walk around waiting on your turn. Because it may be when your turn comes, you might not be able to, let me say, reach out and communicate what you call in the masses. So when you think about what's really going on, what's taking place, you know, they always start with the inferior until they try to come and deal with those that they feel like is superior. So
they didn't recognize the enemy though. They voted. What's the enemy? So what are we talking about?
I mean, if you want to talk about voting, though, fam, I don't want to get into that conversation. Truth be told, because ultimately, like I said, those type of influential things, as far as people abusing propaganda, man, somebody playing to your ear, telling you what they're gonna do for you and all the above. We understand the politics of that game, fam. But ultimately, these people don't speak the same language. I'm sorry.
But I've been here for years. A lot of them for years. Did nothing.
But we do understand that a lot of these people are here on green card. They don't speak the language.
Not stupid.
And
Like
Let him finish.
So to generalize someone based on circumstances would tell me that you would be unlearned in some cases. You know, myself, if I were to have those same attributes, but I don't think for a second that these people ultimately looked at the situation as into a detriment to their existence. I don't think anybody in their right state of mind would have signed up to put somebody in a situation to actually oppress them in that regard. So I do believe the words that these people use, you know, that crafty nature that they have, selling people. I'm sorry.
brother.
No, go ahead and finish talking.
No, I mean, brother,
I'm not gonna make no excuses. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
but you are. I mean, it sounds like, I mean, if a person votes a certain way, that lets you know how they're thinking. I mean, it's as simple as that.
They made that choice. We voted.
Listen,
Mom voted for him.
That's on them. Listen to this. If they only had one person on the ballot, I could see them saying, well, okay, I know I can't vote for nobody else but him. But it was two person on that ballot. No Republican. Didn't know the difference between Republican and Democrat.
No supporting him.
Hey, Marcus.
I mean,
Did not that lady? Didn't that lady openly say she actually agreed with the depopulation agenda?
I don't recall. I don't recall. Let me
Yes, sir.
welcome. Let me welcome Biggs Lower. Somebody got some background noise going on. Somebody at work or something, or watching TV or something. Oh yeah, that was you, Biggs Low. You got some background noise going. You can unmute though. Biggs Low. That's you. You muted, brother. You can unmute. Okay, Biggs Low. You got that Apple phone.
Mr.
Might have to bring
Marcus,
them
man,
back up.
honey bun, I just think that's a lesson for them to learn. I mean, learning. Because guess what? You're not an exception. Because what makes you think that you would have been an exception? I just think that they voted for they voted for Trump. They know who they was voting for. You know what I'm saying? And they just thought that, they should know about politics. They've been here long enough. They knew to this, and they also had two people on the ballot. That was a two-person ballot. You had the woman, you had the man, you had the blue, you had the red. They chose who they chose, and now they stuck. It's just like you wear a bad man. He promised you all the things. He was good, and now you're headed between the wash and the dryer, and that's what happened.
And
So, Miss
and I will say
same party.
Mr. One sec, and I will say that a lot of what Adate, I agree with that, and I agree with uh Mr. McBride. There was a history at one point, and I know that he was speaking of where we defended them over there. We defended them at one point at the border. And I know a lot of people was talking about how when they get into these positions, it's, well, who's got that noise in the background, y'all?
It ain't me.
Okay.
Mr. Marcus, who opened up the door? Which party opened up the door for all the people to come through here, though?
Well, the Democratic Party gave them asylum.
Mm-hmm.
The Democratic Party gave them asylum, and they came over here, and they were just, and the part that bothered me is when they came over here, it directly affected me. It directly affected me because my taxes went up. When my
Okay.
taxes went up, it went up to support them. They were getting free housing. It started out a year. They were paying for their housing for a year. Then they broke it down to 6 months. They would pay their rent for 6 months. They was getting food stamps and other benefits and all at the expense of me. And
So they use your tax dollars, press you with your tax dollar, open up the doors, the floodgates for them to come in. Brought other people in, Ukrainians in also, gave them stipends, all on your dime.
and it would have been and I wouldn't have it wouldn't have been so bad, but a lot of them come over here and they try to get white tea adjacent, and not all of them, but I will say a good part of them come over here and get white tea adjacent, and that
Well,
part
we also have to understand that Hispanics make up a lot of different contributions. We have Mexicans, Tamales, Salvadorians, Colombians, Brazilians, so we cannot just blame. I think the Mexicans is catching it because
Well, a lot of people that come to the boat are not just Mexicans. Just believe it or not, a lot of Mexicans like Mexico. They bring the money back home. They like the country. You know what I'm saying? But it's the people that come from Guatemala, like you said, Venezuela, Belize, from South America, and they come to the border. And a lot of times people just come here on vacation and never leave. That's another thing, so
All of the Mexicans, did when they talk about in real life.
we're back people from Mexico, and it's not just Mexican workers. We're back and it's a lot of people from a lot of different places.
I agree.
We have Asian people that come also.
right.
Yeah, it's a lot of yeah, that's true. I think they I think the Hispanic probably catch it the most because we see them on content saying a lot of different things, and probably a lot of us have experienced in the workplace how they treat us when they in a higher position, and how they go out their way to make sure we moved out the way so theirs can get in. And I think that's a lot. That's a lot of why they catch it the most, I would say.
The problem is that they're complaining and trying to blame us. Like we didn't do our part. This is the problem I have. That's my only issue. You all voted that way. You all have to make that bed and lay in it.
So this integration thing is terrible.
What?
We need separation, is what it sounds like, Mr. Marcus. Do you not agree?
I mean, if it was up to me, way back in the day.
No, I'm asking right now, Mr. Marcus. You can't, if you because you can't go in and resolve the situation. You have to separate from the situation and create your own foundation. Correct?
Well, see, we tried that. We tried that with
Tulsa.
Tulsa, yeah, Rosewood. We tried that hundreds of towns. We
And
tried
that was before we got to a point to where right now, and I do believe
I think we're in the same place. We got 19 families over in Georgia right now that came together to get 500 acres of land. They going through a lot of redlining, but they getting it going. They getting it going.
I'm familiar with those folks. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is possible, though, correct?
Anything, yeah, it's definitely possible.
It's possible, but they
It's like, hold on, ma'am. I got you. Come back. I was trying to get to a point.
Come on.
Like in New York, they got certain section of the city where, the so-called Asian folk deal with the Asian folk. The Greeks with the Greeks, right? Don't they have that set up in these particular cities?
I would say that's every town. Yeah, you'll see a Chinatown. Yeah.
Right. So when we get back to that setup, I do believe it's a more effective setup because I don't want to go into a setting where I can't communicate. There is no transparency, and I don't want to be around folk that obviously have an issue with me based on my appearance or based on my inability to communicate. So why are we in a situation where we got this melting pot? Because it works for them when it comes to numbers, just grouping people in one area and benefiting from from obviously your despair.
So is that where you at with it?
Yeah, that's what I see. I mean, I travel a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I actually live where I live at my city. It's it's pretty much a so-called BLK and a white T setup. Not a lot of Hispanic. They have a Hispanic part of town. But when I go to Detroit, when I go to Atlanta, I go to Dallas. I see the difference. But I haven't been out west. I've never been to LA, so I don't know what LA is like. I actually went to I was up in New York, but I haven't been to LA. So when you go out west, it's a little bit of a different setup. But what I'm asking is, if that separation is plausible, if it's available, why isn't this situation going forward as far as separation and getting out of these out of these environments?
It's not going forward because every time we tried it, we've been raided, destroyed, burnt out, flooded out,
And a
attacked,
big part of the problem
bombed.
is a lot of y'all see yourselves as POC color. I'm black. That's it. I focus on my people. This is my people. That's what they do. Literally. That's all they do. They just focus on their people.
But we not. But you say you black. What does that mean, though, fam?
BLK. What do you mean? What does it mean?
Yeah, who fits into the BLK construct?
With two BLK parents.
With two what is? I mean, how do you identify a BLK person? Because of what skin complexion classifies you as being BLK, my guy?
From like light macchiato to white is white to dark is dark. Black is a very diverse race. It's not like we just come in one color.
So we have a multitude of browns, but there's only one shade of black. Would you not agree?
BLK, brother. BLK.
BLK, my bad. I do apologize.
It's many shades of BLK.
We all know what we talking about.
It's many shades of BLK because I got
Legally, there is a one drop rule to be BLK in this country. Whether we like it or not, we were told if you have 1% BLK in you, you are considered BLK.
okay, and then there's something called passing too. I don't know if they told you about passing. Because guess where I'm from? BLK woman can pass. Because my daughter can pass for YT. And I'm blue black. So, like I said, black have many shades.
BLK, mama.
BLK have many shades.
That's not accurate, man. There's many shades of brown, but there's only one shade of black. I mean, BLK. I do apologize, brother.
Yeah, well, that's your opinion.
No, that's a fact.
What are you talking about?
No, that's a fact. That's not
Okay.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. So, my daughter, what would she be considered? Because she is high yellow, per se. What would she be considered?
What would she be considered as far as race?
That's it. Black skin.
Yeah, that's what she is.
BLK.
Yeah, she definitely ain't no BLK.
Yeah, BLK.
Okay. So that's a false identity if you want to be technical.
What are you talking about? That's the identity we had since like the 60s.
Yeah, listen to what you just said. The identity we had.
That we established for ourselves. They didn't start calling us black.
Okay.
Hey, when you look on what do you call it? Job applications, there is either BLK, YT, Hispanic, no Hispanic, or other. Except you want to consider yourself other, the one drop rule says if you have 1% of BLK in you, you are BLK.
Yeah.
No point.
Mm-hmm. Well, you need to tell these the colonial people who made up all these rules and all these colors.
Yes, ma'am.
Prince, you need to meet up with them.
No, ma'am. I don't subscribe to that. That's the reason why I said I don't deal with them with their illiteracy. See, they were illiterate, calling people brown to be okay. So we can't deal with them anyway because they was hiding their identity anyway. Mind you, they kept their so-called nationality. It's the reason why they call themselves the Dukes of Windsor, the Dukes of Sussex. See, they dukes.
I don't know what they are because I don't take interest in them. I want to take interest in my own.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
All
from,
right.
we stick together. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and we stick together. And I done seen when how strong our community and stuff. We done been flooded out. The bus bombed, the levee done been bombed out, and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Pumping stations broke down.
Yes, yes, brand new pumping station. They didn't even turn on. They did it intentionally.
Where was this at?
What?
Where was this at?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, what, the Katrina?
And this,
Not just
it's
Katrina.
not just Katrina.
Oh, you said just recently?
Hey,
Recently,
hey,
a lot of
For
stuff
years,
happened
brother. For
recently.
years.
hey,
Yeah,
Prince,
they
Prince.
built. Let me tell you something. They built beautiful homes on top of a dump pile, like yes, and people sick, all kind of stuff. That's what they do to us. And you think I'm going to sit down? I got enough stuff to focus on my race. You think I'm going to sit down and walk the bottom of my heels for people that don't like me? Hell to the no. I ain't
Okay,
doing that.
thank,
And in the
thank
What I
you.
do is,
One
in the
sec.
BLK neighborhoods, what they did was put sandbags up by St. Charles Street, where the rich white tea people are, and all of BLK neighborhoods flooded.
Oh, you talking about that? Okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean it's New Orleans is one heck of a city. I tell
Hey,
you that.
Prince. Now
Go ahead.
you said you live around BLK people.
Yeah, so-called
Yeah,
BLK. You know, I'm referencing,
so-called
but yeah,
BLK.
sir.
Okay, but you do you consider yourself of the people as well? The people
Oh,
that
I'm
you live
of
with?
the people, yes, of my people, but I don't classify myself in that construct any longer. Since 2017, I have gotten away from that.
Okay, so you just different in name, but you are still consider yourself of the people.
No. With my people, it's a. Let me tell you, my people for one, it's a bloodline and it's also spirit. So just
Hmm.
because we share a similar skin complexion doesn't mean that we the same people. I would never accept because we have different cultures, different principles, and different morals when it comes to our persons. That would make us. Say it again.
What is the population of your people?
Population.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you can actually say that in regards to at this moment we're awakening to our true identity. So with that being said, I can't put a number on how many are of my family here in the States or abroad. But I will say, as a children of God,
Mhm.
are like the sand of the sea. I would tell you that.
where y'all
Okay.
originated from? Where y'all
I'm
came
sorry.
from?
Say it again, man.
Where y'all came from?
Where we came from, we actually walked into the states, what you call America, which is actually Egypt.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
All
brother.
right.
Mr. Ron, can we get some stats, please? We're gonna go ahead.
Certainly. Okay. I'm gonna break it down by hour. How many people maximum was in the live total? So the first hour we had 204. The second hour we had 151. The third hour 154. And this present hour 141. We achieved our light goal some time ago. We ended up 129.5K likes. And that's all because of you wonderful people. We thank you for the time you've given us tonight, for the gifts you've given us tonight, for becoming a fan club member. Hopefully later we can start getting some subscriptions. You're here every night, 11 p.m. Central. Thank you all for joining us. Back to you, Marcus.
All right. Thank you, sir. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Mr. Dante, good night, my brother.
Good night, guys.
Okay.
Thank you guys once again.
All right. Always a pleasure. All right, Mr.
Mr.
McBride.
McBride.
All
All
right.
right, fellas, I appreciate it. It was good
All
talking.
right. Always a pleasure, my brother. Good night. All right. All right.
All right, Mr. Marcus. What a turnout tonight.
Yeah, we had an interesting one. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yes, it was. Good topic. Good.
All right, my brother.
All right, sir. We will see you tonight at 11 p.m. Central. You take care.
All right. Good night. All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being here. We will be back at 11 p.m. Central tonight. Love you all.